So I believe we are ready to begin with
Woo!
In the beginning,
our what's it called, our usual weekly nonsense, as they say. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Pathfinder Second Edition, where we play, well, a bunch of academics who are, well, fighting demons apparently, or were last time around. Speaking of last time around, a bunch of things happened. According to my notes, oh, according to my notes, I'm also wrong. This is session 18. What do you know? According to my notes, last time around, you concocted a plan to rescue your pilot, Melding Gundhr. You did a little tiny wee bit of cursory research on it, on the demons, or the specific demon that captured him, and planned out how to go and rescue him. You plotted out a course pretty much to go. You plotted out a course to go from Merging all the way to the north peak of Mount Scharhofen, find the lair of the Oni, and deliver some justice to it, and hopefully also rescue your pilot. Before you did that, you ended up getting doing some research at the library, which also involved Vice learning about a club, an occult club going on, with more implications that we'll probably see a little bit more of later. But also,
It also involved him finding manga.
yeah, Demon Lair, Linus and the Eldritch Lover. It also involved Knickknack having a odd midnight or late hours encounter with Dueling, and where weird stuff happened. Namely, he got a letter from Dueling, but not actually from Dueling, but instead from your favorite friend in the whole world, Mr. Zoldur Elder Watcher Kestenborn, who said that he's more than willing to apologize for his ill behavior and hopes that you can put it all past him, past you all, and go back to working together. He also says that he intends to do no harm to your friends or the detective, Benno Welker, regardless of what becomes of this, and that he did what he did because he was also very angry because you all uh, organized a clandestine meeting between him and Zoldur. No, not Zoldur. Korin Jurgenod, which apparently he hates with a passion. That's why he did what he did, or so he says.
I mean, he agreed to the organization. We didn't conceal the facts from him.
True, we didn't ever not tell him that he wasn't going to be there or that he wasn't going to be there. He
Actually,
just assumed.
You didn't.
Actually, I think we explicitly told him, and we didn't tell Jurgenod.
Ah, true.
Whether or not he thought we were serious is a different matter, but still.
Yeah, one thing is for Jurgenod to be there, another thing is for you to have offered Jurgenod the exact same deal you offered him. Because, as you know, those places of power in the Titan's essence, there's not enough of it to go around between both of them. And also they have different goals, it would seem, so helping one means hindering the other. In other words, you, after discussing all of that, got on your flying ship, the Wyrm, and flew eastwards and then northwards. But also, you did you did so in the most convoluted way possible. You sent Knick-Knack on his own with the ship to the tower near Sac, and you, or the rest of you, along with Professor Pitacos, went to the tower west of Mergin, whereupon you tried out the teleporting shenanigans and figured out that, boy, howdy, it does work. All of you were unscathed by teleporting around, except for Professor Kieran Pitacos, who was just absolutely not okay with the whole situation. He remained at the tower to recover and then go back to the academy on his own. Whereas, the rest of you, after waiting for several hours, got to meet Knick-Knack once again, once he finally managed to reach the tower aboard the Wyrm. Afterwards, all of you got together and started flying northwards. You made a quick stop at a tower atop Mount Schierhofen, whereupon you solved the puzzle to unlock that tower as a new both teleportation point, but also another tower that you can, quote-unquote, fly around. Then you got to the lair, then you defeated Dione, then you also saved both Meldin and old Pat Paltrick from being killed or mind-controlled any further. And that is where we left off.
Seduce.
Yeah. Seduced is another word for it, yeah. They
Reduce.
Ah, yes. Mind seduced.
Ekike.
So wise, you know the ritual that goes here. Why don't we use it?
The demonic ritual? Yes, I know demonic rituals. Yes, definitely.
Put demonic ritual
Well,
here. Yes.
You
Well,
told us
actually,
you did it.
Well, that is actually a point, is it does potentially summon something, and I'm not sure if we want to do that right now.
Yes.
Is there a time limit that we have?
No.
No?
It was
Okay.
never
We,
mentioned.
the point of power, place of power, whatever, just needs to not have been used.
Got it.
Also, I feel like you should have mentioned that Avika goes as a person we would assign would think of what they want to get. Because
Well-
if you remember, we're doing the random roulette until the one person
Yes.
stays.
Also, 22
yes.
points. What if you want something funner?
Oh.
I'd say next time.
Well, we can always teleport here, so...
Yep.
Well, close-ish there.
Well,
Yeah.
then we should see how our elven pilot is.
And
Meldon,
our werewolf guard, for that matter.
are you okay?
After a while, you
It's like,
finally
I don't-
managed. Well, actually, while you guys are all.
Because he was blundering.
Yeah, he was kind of hidden in the depths of the cave.
Yeah,
so-
he was frightened.
Horrible so. After a
I
little.
think the thing he was frightened of denatured, so who knows?
He. Well, he can't see in the dark, so he mostly has a wee bit of a hard time kind of traversing the rocky terrain of the inside of the cave until he can get to you all. A beacon of light inside this miserable, dark, dank place. But now that he's close to you, can see this is your elf. It's Meldin Gidre, and he seems kind of dazed, as you'd imagine, but also back to his senses, for better or for worse. Oh,
His accent is back.
oh, Willikers, whatever happened here?
What's the last thing you remember?
Good question.
I mean, it's kind of all of a haze. I do remember some things. It's been been quite a weird dream I've been having, I suppose, but not quite a dream, because if it wasn't a dream, I wouldn't be here, don't think. If it was a dream, I wouldn't be here, I don't think, is what I meant to say. I do remember us all going to that old town looking for a feller by the name of Duncan. Then I think I went deeper down, talked to a guy, Patrick. He led me there, and then he led me elsewhere. I had asked him to take me to Duncan's place because he said he knew where he was. He led me to a house and said Duncan was inside. He said some arcane mumbo jumbo and not entirely sure what he meant. Then we went inside and then he said another arcane mumbo jumbo, and well, the walls kind of lit up and all kinds of crazy nonsense started going on. Then the ground parted open and these big red feller came out and started saying even more arcane mumbo jumbo, and that's when things got kinda hazy, I suppose. I do remember being scared, but then being kinda not scared. Seemed like he was an old friend, an old feller of mine. I know, just there was something about the guy that just made me go at ease, but I suppose it was the demonic magic at work. He told me
Yeah.
He told me we would be going elsewhere and waiting for a while, and then he had me go through the walls of the house, and then, well, we came here, and we've been here for a while, and he said that we would find another friend of his.
Yeah, that while was over a week that you've been here. Are you
Yep.
hungry?
Did he feed you?
He did feed me, yes, but I don't know, I think there was something odd about the food, I'm not entirely sure, but it didn't feel particularly right, but also I feel like there was something clouding my mind that made me not want to criticize the food. It was weird. It was
Well,
like
to be
not being
fair, if
myself.
I could mind control people, I would prevent them from judging my cooking too.
Yeah.
So I want to check him over and make sure, bad things haven't happened to him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Go ahead and give me a medicine check. Wheel deck?
Public or private?
Private.
He's ill. His sickness is ligma.
You check.
No, that's lignia. We've corrected that mistake already.
You look all over Meldon, and he looks slightly thinner than what you remember him being, even though he's already an elf and already pretty thin by default. He's even thinner. You also see that he's kind of dirty. Hasn't been properly hygienized in a while. It does seem like whatever charm was going on in his mind has prevented him from noticing how poor company he might have been this time, and also minding himself all that well. It seemed like there's some malnourishment going on, a little bit of a forsakenness about his whole visual and physical being. But other than that, he
All right.
looks healthy-ish. He's still not like on the critical.
Healthy-ish.
Yeah, he's not in the critical
Good,
state.
good. Well, we can definitely get you back, and then the people at the sanatorium can look you over further. I don't see anything that looks too bad, but you should be good to travel. Then I look over at old Patrick and I say, mind if a healer looks you over?
He nods. Well, sure then, little guy. suppose it would be for the better. And you do look him over also, and I'm gonna use the same roll here, or not.
Okay.
He looks way better than Meldon, but I'm not entirely sure or able to discern if he looks better than Meldon because the what's it called? Dione was using him as sort of an infiltration unit, so he kind of kept going back into town and acting like himself, and he had to take better care of this one to
Ah,
look presentable. Or if part of the reason why he doesn't look as poorly as Meldon is because he's a lycanthrope, and technically if he gets injured or ill, his regenerative powers can help him out somewhat.
got it, got it.
I'd sort of be inclined to say the opposite because I don't think either of them have been in town for the past week. Since we kind of blew his cover.
Regardless, they look bad, but you have also seen some students at the academy looking just as bad after a whole weekend cramming for exams.
Gotcha, gotcha.
That is so comparable. Love it.
It is. So, are you guys ready to go back to your places?
Patrick kind of nods and says, "Well, yeah. I've been away for far too long, and I need to see what the damage is that has been done."
Yeah, and it's almost full moon.
Is it?
No.
And prom's
It
tomorrow!
On the other hand, Meldon nods and says, "Well, you see, I'm more than happy to go back, but I think I need to take a break at Nova Arcana first and perhaps go over the terms of my contract again, because I feel like I'm not being paid enough for this nonsense."
No, I don't think so either.
Yep. None of us are, but you especially.
But then again, I do
He's
suppose...
getting paid at least.
I suppose
Also true.
I should still... Well, not still, but I definitely should be thanking you all, because well, at least didn't die this time around, didn't need to get resurrected, because that would
Yeah.
put a huge dent in my debt, make it even deeper than what it already is. Definitely don't need
Yeah,
that
it's
going on.
You'd certainly hate to be the final project for the sanatorium.
I don't even...
Or the temple.
You don't have to tell me that twice, kiddo. Alright, I'm ready to go back.
Yep, I think we've successfully whatevered. I can transfer the glyph on this guy's, or glyphs on this guy's weapon to someone else's. Some point later.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah, nah, that takes a while.
I think...
But I bet we need to charge the ship.
I think it's still full on demon power.
Ah, that's right. We tried that out.
It has currently 222 charges in it.
So we'll be able to make our way to Stow, so we can drop Patrick off and do our delivery.
And then get the heck out of Dodge.
Alright, is that what you're doing then?
Yep.
Alright. You all clamber aboard the... I almost said spaceship. The flying ship. The Wyrm. And fly all the way down to Stall. And now I can use my handy dandy new calculator You fly from the place of power down to Stall, whereupon you deposit old Paltrick safely and soundly back at his place amongst his people. Um,
Along with the supplies that were going there.
along with the supplies, yeah. The Just to cut this short a little bit, the mayor is ridiculously thankful that you solved the whole Oni debacle that was going on, happening right under their noses, a lot of people's noses. But they're also thankful that you dealt with the Oni, rescued Paltrick, and dealt with the quote-unquote Duncan problem.
Ah, yes, yes. He's gone now and they're all safe. You should burn that house to the ground. There's all sorts of evil magic there.
Oh yeah.
That's Portrick's house, not Duncan's house.
Yes.
I know, but it's still evil magic in there. Don't go in there, Patrick.
It's
That's
bad.
how humans sleep, son!
I think we had them deal with the house already anyway.
No, we told them not to.
No, we didn't.
We
just
just
left.
left. Actually.
Well, regardless, the mayor, the werebear guy starts talking. Well, regardless, I suppose there's some manner of recompenses in order for the services you have provided for the city of Stahl.
Yes. Always.
Well, I thought we were just doing it because we cared.
Sure, whatever.
Says the cleric of Pasprom, but still the werebear nods negatively or shakes his head negatively. No, I insist. You have done us a great service, and you must be rewarded accordingly. I suppose that I have one last job for you. If you're willing and able, that is.
Oh?
Well, old Patrick has no place to live as for right now because his house is, well, going to be very slowly but surely dismantled, burnt, and then the earth salted. Make sure that the demonic presence is fully and completely erased. In the meanwhile, he'll be taking lodgings at the place Duncan was staying at, along his young ward.
I'll require
That seems fair.
EMF, temperature, thermometers, dots projector, cameras.
However, Duncan had lined the place with all kinds of silver apparatus, both as a protection from us, but also from, well, those who would seek to do them harm. And, well, we can't quite handle silver all that well or all that easily, so the last job I have for you is just to go over there at Duncan's place, or the place Duncan was lodging at, rather, and, well, take with you everything silver you can find. You'll be doing it as a great service.
Alrighty.
Gotta be worth something.
Probably. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, take a lot of valuable material.
I think I can do that.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bit against my character, but I'll take it.
Helping others for free? No.
No. Possible.
Not like we're doing that anyways.
I mean, I already took it. What? Good.
So, you all make
Find
your
the
way
information.
to, well, I suppose you are doing this, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
seems to
sure.
be.
Alright. You make your way to Duncan's place, and I need everyone to go ahead and give me a secret perception check. I'll consider the highest amongst you all.
The highest, he said.
Shush. What dice do you roll again?
Perception. Secret. Please.
Perception.
Not prescriptions, no.
Also, you do deliver the what's it called?
The cargo.
The cargo. Yeah, thank you. And I'm going to add the money for the cargo delivery to the
Party sheet.
party sheet. Yes, correctly.
It's so nice in this update to have the party sheet now.
So
I hope other systems use it.
as a total, you got yourselves 18 gold, 8 silver, and 5 copper as part of your delivery of goods and cargo to the city of Stall.
That's right, kids. They paid us in silver.
Oh my god.
I can just see them
yeah.
paying out one at a time. You know, their fingers going. Tss.
Nah, they probably just
Ow,
put
ow,
like tens
ow,
of
ow,
coppers
ow.
in there. To something.
Got it.
Actually, I just didn't want to throw at your hands 1885 copper.
Got it.
But I can totally do that if you want. Regardless, you get that money going on. And also, you rolled particularly well on your check.
Okay.
So, I'll have you, Lex, who rolled highest.
Ah,
Go ahead and give me... Roll me 5 d20s.
dang. 5 whole d20s.
5 whole ones.
That's
Something
some
like
rich people shit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
I like
never
that.
mind.
So... you find... That plus 50 is... Yeah. You find inside old Patrick's house 109 silver pieces worth of doodads. There's all kinds of silver coins around and silverware as well. There's a bunch of knives, very sharp knives, made or lined with silver, and there's just a truckload of silveriness going on, and all of that is worth 109 silver piece worth of goodies that you're, I imagine, going to take away with you towards, well, back to Merkin, at least.
Yep.
Resell it or do what you will do with that. But in short, you have a truckload of silver assortments of loot. And you're incredibly certainly sure that you have found every single piece of loot there is, or rather silver, there is to find in that house. You've
No
cleaned
more
it
loot.
top to bottom. Actually, hold on. I might have done some math incorrectly. Hold up.
I mean, can we hold a werewolf out like a Geiger counter?
Gobo, no, don't do that. That's evil. You
Or I guess a
gremlin.
metal detector?
So I was wrong. Whereupon I said 109 silver, I actually meant 109 gold worth of silver.
Ooh,
Oh wow.
even more.
Yeah.
We have enough for our classes.
Hooray. Well, as soon as we melt it down and remint it into currency. I don't know.
True.
I'm sure I could do something with an ungodly amount of silver.
Oh yeah, it's very fine silverware. You can definitely fetch a good penny on this. Also, there's silvered daggers and whatnot. It's someone somewhere will appreciate it.
I still remember my character idea of someone who goes into people's houses, steals their silverware, and melts it down into ingots. Skyrim has corrupted me.
Well, I mean
That sounds very scary.
that is a character idea altogether, I suppose. But in any case, you once you're done with that, I suppose then you're saying your goodbyes to everyone, install and going back to the academy.
Yep.
Have a happy full moon.
All right. Now, how do you intend to do that? Considering it's 8 in the evening right now.
We can probably just expend another demon point and fly straight there.
All right.
Or go the long way around.
Seems fair.
So we're going the long way around.
How much points is in the...
I mean, we charged up like 200 points the last time.
Yeah. So we need to go for a bit before we need to recharge it.
Yeah.
So let's sail along the ley lines going back, and then when we run out of juice, we'll charge her up again.
Yeah, it is wise to be somewhat conservative with demon souls or something.
Yeah.
I am totally refueling the ship using that Oni's essence.
Fair enough. You estimate that you'll run out of fuel around the area of that tower.
Okay, got it.
And we just need to charge slightly before then.
So that's what you're doing then.
Well, do we have spell slots? We could also do that. Then,
Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of spell slots left.
I got... Yes, one big one level 2.
Gonna try to do it the old-fashioned way? I've still got the one spell that I usually use for it.
Alright, so I suppose a lot of you have spell slots remaining after the fight, so you are more than okay to give that a try.
Alright, let's try to refuel. So I'm gonna use second level spell Dispel Magic.
Mm-hmm. Using the energy of the spell, not the spell itself.
Yes.
Because that would be catastrophic on the worm.
That would. I'm imagining the Arcane Alternator does not like Dispel Magic cast on it.
Absolutely not. Catastrophic even. So I suppose Lex and Vice, both of you are helping?
Yep.
Of course.
Alright.
I think
So,
we're doing combat before we get to rest, so yes, I'm helping.
alright, so what spell levels are you contributing?
Second.
I only have second.
Alright. So y'all give me your secondary checks, please.
I just
That's
did.
an 18.
That's a success.
Why isn't diplomacy on here? That makes no sense.
You can't talk your way through the crystal.
No, I can tell the ship there's more fuel than it is. Watch me. Okay, yeah. For some reason it's nature. Thank you, Druid. Subspec. I also would really bad about it.
Ooh, 22. So now I just need to do the religion check.
Yep. Give me your main check religion check. Thingy.
19.
That's a success. You recharge 36 points of fuel.
Hot dog.
Is it,
Dog.
it's enough to get you a little bit further, but you're definitely not arriving at the academy with that little.
Well, yeah. But now we're going to use the big boy.
Another soul.
Yep.
Alright. So you use another soul from your 22. Now you have only 21, but you do recharge the ship in 250 cosmium.
Okay, that is 1/4 of the Oni's immortal soul.
1/80th. He gave you 8 soul points.
Ah, right, yes. He was a high CR, that's right.
Take that, Oni.
It's going to take a while.
Alright. With the remainder 190 miles. Ugh. It takes you a truckload of cosmium.
Tell me about it. Knick-knack, we need to work on something to make this thing more fuel efficient. I think we can get one of those big braziers and put in the front, and then we can, like, teleport the ship forward through it or something.
Lady Kestenbaum will not like that. Regardless, you charging the Oni soul and then you just go to your cabins to sleep because it's 1 in the morning and it's gonna be a lengthy voyage.
Well, somebody needs to stay on guard. You're going to stay on guard? Oh, you're sleeping. Very good.
Yeah. The ship eventually makes its way back to the academy at 5 in the afternoon the following day.
All right.
It's ridiculously late. You have missed pretty much everything during the day, all classes, and there's just some what's it called? Some people are still meeting at the library for research and shenanigans before dinner time, supper, and then the library is closed down.
Oh no, not the closed library.
Well, I mean, they will close down as in you don't have people there to help you point things out. There will be nobody working at the library. You'll be there on your own accord. Nonetheless, you're back at the academy, slightly richer, and everyone gets to rest. Also, yeah, everyone click the rest button and just replenish your hit points to its maximum. I assume Wildak is healing everyone.
Yes. That's my job.
Do your job.
So, you arrive back at the academy. The whole day has gone by. And where's my notes? Yeah, the whole day has gone by. Is there anything of pressing importance that you're doing right away, getting back?
Whoa. Wanting to make sure that Professor Patako made it back.
You inquire around and yes, he has made it back. Not only has he made it back directly towards the sanatorium, and the people at the sanatorium were absolutely puzzled as to what he had going on. But after a day of resting, he seems to be doing better.
Good.
Zvobjan, the guy who works there, the other student, he kind of is very puzzled, but he explains the whole thing to you, Wildak. And, well, he said it has something to do with magic, but he wasn't very explicit about telling me what happened, so... Hopefully it's not
I think he's going to... No, I think he's going to write a paper on it. He was very excited.
Oh. That seems good. Although, it always worries me whenever people just go out of the academy and gets in all of these kinds of trouble and problems and just... Well...
shows up and wants to be fixed.
Oh yeah, I appreciate them writing papers and all about what's going on and what caused all this harm to them, but also on the other hand, it's rather unnerving when they show up and you have no idea what's going on. No papers have been written yet, and as a medical professional, you just have to guess at what's going on. Especially if it's magical, then you have no idea, nothing to go off of. Just have to guess.
Soul depletion is one hell of a drug.
I think it has to do with the teleportation devices.
He just frowns. There's no recognition on his face of what you're saying.
Sure.
Well, teleportation magic, from what I hear, is ridiculously dangerous, and
Oh, very finicky, I hear.
I would imagine what being teleported from one place to another would do to your body and mind, so I'll try and keep that in mind for the future, and hopefully that research that Professor Pitakos does comes along nicely. I would definitely help.
Yeah, I hope so.
And with that, you conclude your inquiries that Professor Pitakos has made it back, and ever since he got out of the sanatorium, apparently been better, he's been madly, sorry, madly kind of locked into the research department, along apparently with Professor Stratatu and Professor Vander Fitzsmith.
Yeah, I figured Strata 2 was going to be with him. Because she's the expert on towers, isn't she?
More or less.
Got it.
It's more so that she's a professor of humanities and archaeology, so she understands that these towers are old and ancient and there's something going on with them. She's not a professor of magic though, so that's beyond her.
Oh, there we go. I'm sure knowing about, the lore and stuff, where the symbol shows up of Iglebeth and stuff, will definitely give her something to give input on into the paper.
Yeah. Regardless, Dren, Ceci, and Kieran are locked away in research of all this nonsense.
Not Sussy Baka.
I didn't try to set up a damn kobold then.
How could you?
I have no shame.
And that's what you hear about. Are there anything you guys want to do or plan for the remainder of the evening of Fantasy Monday?
Well, everything's
Knick-knack is-
closed, no?
Knick-knack's just gonna be repairing Rusty.
Sure. The library is not closed, but it's close to closing. There's like about an hour remaining in its operational cycle.
And I think I'll go see the dean.
Professor Jurgenad?
Yes.
Or do you mean Professor
actual-
Valdref?
No. Our favorite dragon in disguise.
Oh, okay. Because
Transformers.
Professor Valdref is the actual headmaster of the academy. Jurgenad is the deputy headmaster, but sure.
Got it. Deputy headmaster, excuse me.
So, Vise, you're going to the library, you said?
Yes.
Alright. You go to the library. What do you seek or hope to find in here?
The gold people.
You mean the club?
Yes, excuse me, the club.
So, the Club of the Occult. You've been told a specific place and time, and you do see now gathered in the corner of the library a group of people you're not particularly familiar with, except for Yade, the Nagashi that told you all
I
about it.
was about to be like, Claire! Claire!
No, not Claire. Claire is not part of the occult club.
Or is she?
Dun, 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 dun.
So I imagine you just approach them, right? Vice?
I do, yes.
Alright. When you approach, everyone kind of stops their discussions to look at you, and Yade, you see that her serpent-like face kind of beams up a little bit. Less so with pleasure from seeing you, but rather just satisfaction of knowing that, oh, you weren't just talking, you actually did show up. She kind of points towards you and looks back to her companions. Everyone, this is Vice. Is an aspirant who wants to be a part of our little community. And then everyone kind of nods and just pretty much just says, hello, Vice, everyone. And you see there's a male kobold, a male elf, a female halfling, and a male kitsune, all there. That's part of the club.
The humans, best club.
No
You know what?
humans whatsoever. They kind of, they just starts introducing them. This here is Gilles, and she kind of points over to the male elf, and he nods. I am Gilles Trend. I'm just a member here, one of the most recent joinee, it would seem. Then she points over. This here is Karlov Verkon. She points to the kobold, and he's like, hi. You're really looking forward to joining, huh?
We'll see about that.
Well. If you're really going to join up, then you have to let me explain to you I'm calling it currently the Verkon configuration. And then Gilles immediately just groans like, ugh. Come on, Verkon, you can't keep calling it the Verkon configuration. Unless you have taken down Pasperon as the symbol, the icon of reproduction, because you're not going to be taken seriously in any theological discussion if you keep calling her that. And then Karlov, the kobold, goes, well, I mean, that's what she is. And Jill just kind of face palms and shakes his head negatively. And they keeps introducing the other two. And this here is Professor Irelme Machado, and this is Professor Shen Piavrov. She points to the female halfling and the male kitsune. And
Professors?
yeah, the male kitsune, he just kind of nods to you and says nothing else, but the Professor Irelma, she says, well, of course, my darling. Who do you think is going to supply these kids with material for study? If there is no one to overlook the development that is being made, no progress is going to be made. Also, we professors have more access to parts of the library that not everyone is able to access. I don't believe I've met you. I'm the professor of theology at the temples. And she extends her hand to shake yours. And since Professor Piavrov has not said anything, she kind of nods to him and says, and Professor Piavrov, he's the professor of occultism at the temples. He's teaching the classes there, and Yade is a student in his class. I believe one of your friends is also a student in that class. The gargoyle.
Ah, Knick-Knack.
Come on.
Yes, I'm.
Ah, wait, no. Broadway, yes, him.
Stop it.
I mean, he is
Friendship ended.
Gargoyle.
I'm. I have not particularly been paying attention to your social group, but Iade and Broadway are students with Professor Piavrov. I suppose you're a student of the range, or no? Are you at the range, or are you in Professor Mireles' class?
The range, yes.
Oh, okay. Then I definitely have not seen you around, but I have heard of you, Mr. Warden.
What things? Good things? Bad things?
Maybe.
Namely that a lot of research into the flying ship has been done, and that your group is the one responsible for piloting it around.
Well, I'm responsible for choosing it up,
You
apparently.
you know very well there is only one flying ship in existence currently, and it's the Wyrm. I mean, clearly other nations are looking to make him their own, but the only one that currently exists and is somewhat functional is the Wyrm, or fully functional from what I hear. Nonetheless, we have heard the tale of the wardens who are piloting or operating the ship at least. Nonetheless, I have spoken too much, but feel free to join our group and discuss the mysteries of the cosmos and Cosby himself, itself even.
Is that all what you do here?
Oh, what else is there to do? I mean, we are discussing Cosme and trying to figure out more about the role of the primal gods in the fabric of space and time.
The gods have influence over people in this world. Have you ever tried to commune with it? Perhaps?
Well, that's pretty much why we study Cosme so deeply and so much. It's the one god, or rather, one of the gods that will not really answer to prayers or anything. And yet, it is an undeniable force at work in the universe.
Maybe it's just not interested in you. I'll say that. Yes. That's very rude, but I'll say that.
It is very probable, yes. Only a handful of people have actually met, if you can call it that, with Cosme itself. And only one person in history has ever been recorded to have met with Lord Chrono.
Who is that?
Well, Chrono is the primal god of time.
Well, no, the person who met with Chrono.
Oh, an old wizard from before the War of the Almighty times, who goes by or rather went by the name of Shehart.
That's the first I hear of them.
Well, the history tells us he was a very brilliant necromancer, but then he just vanished from history whenever the War of the Almighties happened.
Everything changed when the fight.
Have you
Sorry,
tried to make any connection? Didn't War of the Almighty ended with the old gods being dead and the new one being born? If I'm not mistaken.
More or less, the War of the Almighty.
So there was big chance he was killed or got something more like it than death, I guess.
Well, our... we don't really know. That's why we gather and study to try and discover what happened. The greatest and biggest theory we have to work off of is that Shayhart was the only one to have ever met with Lord Chrono, and we suppose that eventually he went to meet with Lord Chrono again, but never made it back the second time around. He wrote, or rather, it is written, that meeting with Lord Chrono imposes a heavy, great price on those who do so. A price most people are unwilling to pay. And yet, he has done it once, and then decided to do it again. So it could be that instead of having been killed, he just vanished to the dimension where Lord Kronos inhabit, and never made it back, either by choice or by circumstance. And that's when the kobold pipes up.
And also, if you're really interested, I can tell you all about the Wyrm configuration.
In few words.
At this point,
I love this one.
Gilles, the male elf, he just says, professors, I'm going to go back to my dormitory. I suppose there's not much else for us to discuss today. And they nod and he leaves. And you can tell clearly he does not want to hear about the Wyrm configuration again. And yeah, they also nod and says, as a matter of fact, professors, I'm going to do the same. I'll bid you good night, and I'll see you for a day in class. They all bid farewell and she goes as well. And then Karlov Verkon goes and explains the Verkon configurations in as few words as his brain is able to put out for you.
So, you see, there is all of the gods that we have today, the Almighties as they are called, all 7 of them. But I find it very odd that way back in time, there has never been other Almighties. There's just been the primal gods, and then suddenly the Almighties happened to oppose the gods, and then afterwards there have never been other Almighties. No one's ever ascended into godhood before or after. Only those 7, only then happened to do that. And I believe that the reason for that is that Cosme got split in twain. One part of Cosme, the one with the power and whatnot, started to affect the world in negative ways, and the other part, the consciousness, the intelligent part, got kind of banished in some way, shape, or form. I'm not entirely sure if that is even correct or how that happened, but I'm positive that all of the Almighties, they ascended, opposing Cosme, and the reason why there's only have been Almighties then is because actually there's other primal gods we've never heard of, and each primal god has like an element, something that they control, something that is unique to them. And over time there has been people, regular people, who are born with a spark of the divinity in them, and these people, if any of the primal gods happen to go out of control, these people, they become like avatars for those primal gods, and they have this divinity about them, which is what allows them to challenge the gods. So I believe that all of the Almighty are actually like a physical...
Was there an avatar for Cosme?
Yeah, I believe that Irg the Bram was the avatar of Cosme. Kapfagan was the avatar of a Chrono, and then the other 5 Almighties. I don't know whom they might have been an avatar to, but I've been at study, and I believe, and he just immediately sees that you picked up interest, goes flipping through his notes and papers in his backpack and picks up several pieces of paper and starts going, so. Hakaphaganch is like the almighty, the goddess of fates. Some people say fates, but fates is just another fancy way of saying time, I suppose. She's also the goddess of time, to a degree. And time is the domain of influence of Lord Kronos. I believe that's who she's an avatar of. Irg the Brahm, he is the god of the ephemeral and the elements, and I believe with elements being chaotic, but also being the matter that forms everything that we know. He's an avatar for Lord Cosme. Now, there's all of the other gods. Gafudr, I believe that she's an avatar for a primal god who's commanding the element of instinct, something that only the living things have. Igobeth is an avatar for a primal god of decay and entropy and whatnot. Pasperon, I believe that also she's an avatar
Tag.
of... Yes?
Can I do this? To sneak away while he's busy talking.
Yeah, that's a lore dump if I ever seen one.
It's the first Lord Dump. I cannot even track you.
You kind of just groan a little bit. You look at the professors they just shrug, and you like just start kind of backing away, and he seems super intent on being in your face. It does not stop, and when he sees or notices that you're moving away, he kind of tries to keep up with you. And you imagine that, being a kobold, he's incredibly good at keeping up with people that are bigger than him, and he just keeps going. And I believe that Pasperon, she's also the avatar of a god of reproduction of some, also something that is pertinent only to living beings. And then there's Famfigor, who's the god that's the avatar of understanding, and Yabarak, she's the goddess of might and war, but I believe that she's also an avatar for a primal god of the element of inevitability. And then he just keeps going and going and going, talking about this theory of his and this whole way that the gods are interconnected, and that's what he's calling the Virkon configuration.
Question: it's just Rugel there, right? So
Come again?
it's just Rugel there, right? He's the only person
Yeah.
in the room.
Weiss.
Only
Weiss
Vice.
is
Okay. I can't help. Okay.
But pretty much, Vice, you are plagued to hear the remainder of the Virkon configuration for a long time. Pretty much the only moment when Virkon actually stops following you around is when you actually excuse yourself to literally go into the bathroom. Either to the bathroom or you through your dorm, but you don't feel particularly confident in going to your dorm because you don't want him to know where you sleep at. So you just vanish after going to the bathroom, and then whichever shenanigans you do to make him go away is yours. But pretty much, he follows you around for a good half an hour, finishing the explanation of everything.
Congratulations on your new best friend.
But yeah, the next hour and a half, pretty much, Vice is plagued with that. On the other hand, Wildak, you went to see Professor Yurgonad.
I did.
So you knock at his office.
Yep.
He opens the door, kind of looks expecting to see someone, then he looks down. Wildak.
Yes, sir. I just thought I would come by and tell you about our adventure we had while we were doing the delivery.
About, missing pilot, I imagine.
That's right. We've got him back. He's at the sanatorium now, getting checked out. I don't know what Onis will do to you.
Onis are demonic creatures who will trade in souls. So I imagine it's rather good that you recovered the pilot, lest
Well,
his soul be
yes,
lost
sir.
forever.
Well, and us, we would have lost him again for a second time. That would have been bad on our record.
Some could say it would be, yes. But
So, did Professor Patako tell you about the towers?
the towers. What about the
We
towers?
figured out about them. We figured out how to make them teleport.
You see, Professor Urgonaut kind of raised his eyebrows a little bit and squint then as he looks at you. You did.
We did. You see, there's a Igglebeth symbol in the brazier, and if you hold on to the brazier and you focus on where you want to be, and it's close to a tower that has another brazier lit, you can go there.
I see. That is a good ability that you have.
It is. We used that in order to extract our revenge on the Oni. We offed him.
And I imagine that means you have no need to keep using the worm anymore then, right?
Oh, no. I mean, the worm is very useful as part of all of this, but it means that we have another transportation that's available to us.
Well, very well. This is good news. I'm sure that
It is.
Professor Pitakos would be particularly pleased. He's always been particularly interested in the towers.
They're writing papers and stuff as we speak. But the big news I wanted to tell you was about our good friend Elder Watcher.
You have remained in touch with Zoldor.
Oh no, we didn't want to hear from him, but he controlled one of your students and made him march out into the yard and give us a note.
One of my
I'm
students?
so... Well, I guess so. It's an exchange student. Does that still count?
No, not particularly. That's not one of my students.
But had them march out into the yard. Oh, we're so sorry. I didn't want to make you guys mad at me, but I was just so angry.
You see, as you speak in this mocking voice, a little bit of a smile curling up on Professor Urgonaut's face. And he says,
I don't buy it at all.
and I suppose you wanted to talk, or wanted an answer of sorts.
Well, not necessarily an answer, but I wanted to let you know kind of where we are. You know, I'm kind of betting on your side so far.
He closes his eyes and nods. Well, I am glad to have your loyalty, Mr. Hartbrook. And I thank you for letting me know what has been transpiring.
Yeah, I don't want the students here to be hurt at all, and That's the last thing that I want. All of the students are great, and I don't want anything to happen to them.
Very well, I'll try and take measures into my hands into what to do about that.
Well, thank you for your time. I will go and retire for the evening.
Very well. Have a good evening, and thanks once again. I appreciate it.
And that's it.
Alright. So, Knick-Knack and or Lex, are you doing anything for the evening?
Not so much.
Just repairing Rusty and then...
I'm repairing Rusty. Alternatively, I would start transferring runes from one weapon to another, but I don't actually know whose weapon I would transfer it to.
Fair enough. You can throw that in chat, and I suppose that whoever wants it will pipe up about it. But the process, if I recall correctly, takes like an hour? And there's
Well, it effectively takes an hour. I was looking at the rules. They didn't actually give me a time. It just gave me a price of a tenth of the normal price.
The time, I believe, is an hour, because usually, regularly, it says that you need to do the crafting activity, but the crafting activity takes at least 4 days, and that's ridiculous. But
Well, I also have legendary nonsense, but yes.
but also the crafting specifically for runes, I believe, is 1 hour, so it's easy enough, fair enough for you to do.
Yeah, it just costs
And I can
tenth of the
assume,
price.
I assume you will spend the remainder of the evening doing that, because apparently nobody fights with a scimitar,
Nope.
so you can get that going.
If it's finesse weapon, I can't. Sadness.
And is Lex among us?
Yes, yes. I am thinking. I don't think I've.
I saw him went.
Uh,
I'm having a long sleep. No, I don't. I don't have anything to do for the night.
Alright, so that's it then. All of you go back to your dorms. Everyone's kind of tired from the spending a whole day traveling aboard the Wyrm, and Vice looks incredibly extra tired after learning about the Vulcan configuration.
So how did your meeting go, Vice?
It was a
What meeting?
detailed description.
What meeting?
Oh, I thought you went to some meeting.
What
the
gave you that
library?
idea? I never said
Oh,
told you
Thought you
anything.
were- I thought you were headed to the library.
I never
Did you
told
look
you
up something?
anything. I never told you anything.
well, you went somewhere.
Where did you go, Vice?
Stop
Where is she?
asking me.
Reveal your secret.
No, stop.
Who wants to have their damage dice doubled? Oh wait, that's just Vice and myself that actually use weapons, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't use weapons.
I don't either.
Hey, question mark?
That's what the rune does.
Yeah, it's a +1 striking rune, I believe, right?
Yep, so +1 to hit, and for the striking doubles the damage dice of the base weapon.
So if your weapon deals 1d8 points of damage, then it'll start doing 2d8 points of damage.
Oh my god.
But
My
you
weapon
can-
does. How's the I said open it. I don't need to see success and critical success. Thank you very much.
You just need to hover over damage.
1d8 plus 4.
Yeah, so it would do 2d8 plus 4.
Oh wow. How do I make it without breaking it? That's a question.
So are you doing the upgrade to Vice's weapon then?
I could do. I'd either do it to him or myself. I don't think I'm allowed to do this to Rusty since at level 4 he gets an upgrade that does that sort of automatically.
Yeah, so no, you're not allowed to. No.
Let me do it for you.
No.
But yeah, I can basically spend 10 gold pieces
Well,
of
But you're doing...
whatever and an hour and transfer it to his thing.
Okay, so Vice, if you go to your inventory, on your longsword, I believe you can click on the edit item button, right? Vice?
Hold on. Yes.
Now, if you go into the details tab, you can scroll down a little bit and you will see the material composition and runes part. And there's potency rune and striking rune. Weapon potency, you put a +1, and striking rune, you put it striking. And there you go.
It asks for a property rune first.
You don't have property runes.
It asks for a potency rune first. So that's the +1, and then striking is striking.
Yeah, your weapon has no properties. Or rather, this
Oh my
rune
god,
has no properties.
my sword is better now.
It's a +1
Yep.
striking longsword now.
Yeah.
You have
And
a
this
a
falchion is just a falchion with no striking.
Huzzah.
That's damage for you.
So now your weapon deals 1d8 more of damage and it has a +1 to hit. So that should be neat. Should be useful rather. Alright, so that has been done. Knick-knack, you can go ahead and
I have.
discount the money.
Oh yes, I need to subtract 10 gold pieces.
And also if you want to sell the falchion, you can also do that for half the price.
Yeah.
Or
well,
keep it, I don't know. Not gonna judge you in your life choices.
I mean, 2 bulk, probably not worth it.
So
Why do I have a composite short bow on my...
With-
what am I doing with that?
with that
Oh,
out
no.
of the way, the evening is over, all of you go to bed, you sleep, and you wake up all in the following morning, feeling rested. Feeling good? Perhaps not particularly hydrated, but you are all good. However,
We are thirsty.
as soon as you wake up, one by one, kind of getting ready for your day, there's a rapid knocking at the door. And once all of you hear this knocking at the door, then a voice on the other side goes, "Hello? Vise, are you there? I know you're awake. I can smell that you're awake.
Oh god.
Should
It's
talk to
all
you."
wrong.
God, it's talking now. God damn it. Wow, if only you could maybe shapeshift in different forms so he can find you. That would be really convenient right now.
I mean, 50% of the time people are like, yeah, when you shapeshift, you smell the same.
Damn it. Need some cologne then.
So, what do you do about that, Vise?
Yes, I go and meet him.
Sure. You go and meet him. You open up the door, and lo and behold, there's Olo Wong. You can see that he's holding one hand in another, kind of curled up against his chest. He's looking very coy. And once you open the door and he sees that all of your friends are in there, he seems even more shy and kind of looks away a little bit. You can kind of see his cheeks redden a little bit, and he starts going, "Hello, Vice. Good morning. I'm really sorry to disturb you this early, but I really my parents are coming to Merging to visit, and well, my moms, they told me to invite my best friend over, and I thought of inviting you if you wanna come.
Just kiss him already.
No.
Oh, all right then.
I didn't say no in character.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering. My god, you monster. How could you?
How dare you?
So I don't know what to do. Yeah. Huh? Yes.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, that would be great. Vice, that would be very nice. I'm sure that my moms will really enjoy having you for company, and do not worry about anything. I'll pay for lunch.
Well, a bit odd. Nobody asked me for this before, but sure.
It's a date.
All right, I'll meet you for lunch then. Down at Mergen. I'll be waiting for you. And you see that
Sure thing.
Oluwong kind of nods very excitedly, and then he turns around and starts skipping down the hall, apparently very happy. But just as Oluwong is starting to go in, you see Vice dodging from the very overexcited bounding dog, a small goblin coming over, and you do recognize Mernk.
I will not.
Oh, yes.
I will open the door and yell, "Wild Duck!"
Oh, it's Mark! So nice to see you again, good sir.
Well, I could say the same to you. We haven't seen each other in a while.
I know I've been out at Stow, which was a very big werewolf place.
Also, you changed classes.
Yeah,
Pardon?
have you been at Stow for
Oh!
a month?
No. So I've been at the sanatorium. I heard about all of the people that came in from Belden that got caught in that fire, and I wanted to make sure that I was helping them.
Well, I heard, especially, last week whenever Chauvin joined the temples. She's, studying with us now at the Theological Mysticism.
Oh, I hope she's enjoying her classes. She was a very good person to work with at the sanatorium.
Yeah, and she talked a lot about you.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. I would prefer not to repeat the things she said, but yeah, she did talk a lot about you.
Oh
Oh,
no.
no! I thought I did well by her. She asked me to let her know whenever I was gone. She did actually take over for me a couple of days, and that was evidently a lot for her.
Evidently. But nonetheless, I'm not here to talk about her.
Oh,
I was kind of wondering if, forever ago we said that we were going to go fashion shopping, and I thought that it would be a perfect opportunity.
oh, that would be wonderful. I think I've even got some silverware we can sell while we're at Mergen.
He looks at you incredibly puzzled, cocks his head a little bit.
We
That
got
is a very
paid in
specific thing
silver.
to say.
We got paid in silverware because the werewolves couldn't use it.
Good for you. Nonetheless, well, I kinda got caught unawares, and Claire's birthday coming up on the end of the week, and I thought about buying something for her.
Oh, yes, I haven't done any shopping at all. We've been all around on the Wyrm.
I've been hearing the stories, yeah. In any case,
Well, let's go. I think that I know a couple of places that are there. The last time that I went through Mergen.
of course, then, sure. I'll come pick you up once you've done with breakfast.
Sounds good.
And then he nods, kind of politely waves to all of you. Gentlemen, have a good morning.
Bye.
All right, today's a holiday.
It is.
Only
right.
2 more to go, probably, by the looks of it.
I look around at everybody and I say, "You guys have your presents for Claire's, right?
Do you?
I hope she likes silverware."
Oh my god.
I need to give her presents.
Well, we are
That's
going to her
good.
birthday party.
I mean, we barely agreed to come, so I don't know if we're on the giving presents level of friendship yet. But okay.
Ah.
We could go down for shopping. I don't know. Where else would we get some at this point?
Yeah, American seems to be the big place.
So I take it everyone's planning and preparing for enjoying your holiday on a outing at the city of Mergen.
Yeah, why not?
Sounds like a plan.
What encounter can we trigger? Let's go.
Come again?
Nothing.
I see you being sassy over there.
Let's go to the mall.
Alright, so all of you go. Well, you get through your morning preparations. You kind of kill a little bit of time because shops don't open that early, especially in a holiday. And once you're done with breakfast, all that nonsense, then you. I suppose all of you are going to Mergen, right?
I am.
I guess.
I mean, technically, Nick Nack and Lex has no plans.
I mean, Nick Nack was gonna effectively do work since, quite frankly, the notion of holidays and birthdays are foreign to him, but now he feels like he is slightly obliged to do something.
Fair enough. So, as all of you guys get ready through your morning shenanigans and prepare to go, and you're making your way towards the
Downtown.
to the cable cars ride them down to the city of Mergen. You are stopped.
Oh
Lo and-
no.
Lo and behold, by one of the professors. Heck
Oh, no.
dang it!
Okay.
And
They're mugging me with money. Help.
Professor Dram MacVander Fitzsmith stops you all and says, "Oh, hello there, Nick Nack.
Hello.
I have a proposition for you if you're free. By free, I mean
Okay.
extensively free, very free, by the ways of it. This is something new, and I would prefer if it stayed between the people of the workshop and maybe your friends. Sure, why not? The Academy is going to start construction on a second flying ship, and we need the handiwork to get that going.
I would love to.
So, if you ever have any free time and are willing to make a scrap, you can always come to the workshop and do some work. But
Okay.
also, I need you to tell me all about those things you were doing. And pretty much, you get the rewards from completing your assignment.
Yay.
So you can go and give yourself 10 gold pieces. And everyone gets 30 experience points.
Ah,
Yay!
Alright, there's only one last workshop. Sorry, one last workshop thing for you to do. So, Nick Nack, I need you to roll me a d6. Rerolling a 6. True. Alright. You do not get the workshop assignment. Instead, you get a general assignment. Professor Mac Vander Fitzmith has you go into the field, and your new objective is to gain 100 gold from dungeons and loot.
Can I count like the 8 gold I just got, or does it actually need to be gold coins?
Which gold you just got?
The stuff I got from selling loot.
No. You need to start
Okay.
starting now.
Darn. Well, the shops weren't open at midnight or whenever.
Well, nonetheless, it gives you the class assignment and pretty much tells you that if you ever have free time and want to make money, you can spend your days or part of your days part-time working at the workshop to help construction of the new flying ship that has yet to be named.
Noted.
But the other person that also shows up is more of a surprise. It's not a professor this time around, but rather a student.
is it Ash?
Oh, you better believe it is.
Yes! Best boy.
Ash shows up, and he's also riding the cable car down into Mergin, and he actually sees all of you, and he says, is it alright if I join you guys in the car?
Please, come in.
Oh, neat. And he goes inside and descends into the city of Mergin with you all, and makes ever so slight small chat about things. This and that, like, the classes at the bureau are kind of picking up, and I think Claire's finally coming around to studying a little bit. I've seen her open a book once. It was amazing.
Oh my god!
Shocking.
The end times have come!
Truly.
So it has been written in the prophecies that she never bothered looking at.
However, there's a little bit of a kind of a small condition. She really wanted me to get to do something, and I agreed so long as she actually started picking up the slack in her studies.
What was that thing?
Well, since she is picking up the slack in her studies, I suppose I should do the thing. It is rather personal, and I don't want to offend you, and it's very fine if you do feel offended or if you don't want to talk about it, but at least I will have asked.
Go ahead, give it a try.
Lex.
Me.
Oh man, how do I even get this out?
It's gonna be one hell of
Do
an
you
elevator pitch.
want to marry me?
Yeah, basically.
Do you want to talk about your dead boyfriend?
Oh my, that's not the
I'm-
direction I thought this was going, but okay.
I'm really sorry, but it's
It's ex-boyfriend, but
ah.
Well, he's also dead, so...
yeah, I think that part is quite obvious. I can desummon, unsummon, and summon him, so you know.
Is he in the elevator right now?
Is your dead boyfriend with us in the elevator right now?
Give us a sign.
Oh my god. Actually, a good question. I was about jokingly add I can unsummon Broadway to make room for Ash to add a little bit of dramatic irony because jealousy and stuff, but I'm not sure. Is he here? Sure, let's say he's here. Let's do it.
And Ash
Broadway
looked,
just looks at Ash very uncomfortably, like you really want to do this in the elevator?
and Ash kind of looks up at you and says, um, you know, ever since like we first had some classes and Claire came to me one day randomly and she asked like, she kind of picked up conversation and she just asked me a bunch of things and then she started asking me about other students and she said, "Oh, the word is, do you like any of one of them?" Blah blah blah. And I kind of said, "Well, the gargoyle guy looks kind of interesting." And she said, "Oh, you
Which
really?
one?
You?
Don't tell me you're into Broadway.
No, you really?" And she said, "Oh, you really should go and talk with him, and you could be very good friends, maybe something more." Is what she said, and you know, I've been meaning to talk a little bit more with you, but I kinda don't know how to handle the situation with the, you know, your guy.
Yeah, it's Lex says it's complicated, and to save everybody else in the room the awkward conversation, we can talk the just the two of us at some point without Broadway if you want, but yeah, I'm not comfortable doing that in front of other people. But I appreciate you telling me that's good, and yeah, so it's fine.
Well, I was going to enjoy the day. It's kind of sunny outside, and I was thinking about taking a bath at the waterfalls. If you want to come along, Lex and Broadway, why not? We can talk.
If we have time, I don't want to make promises. We have to get a present for Claire. By the way, do you have anything for her birthday? I
Oh
have no
yeah,
idea what to get her.
yeah, I did. I bought her a little thing.
What little thing?
To be honest, I bought her two little things.
Oh,
I bought her, well, there was this pastry shop in town that she's always been kind of fussing about, and I kind of asked them to make a little cake, one that Claire has talked a lot about, and they said that they'll make it and it'll be done by 6th day, and then I'll go and get it and take it to the birthday. But
what day
also,
is that in the
Fa-
calendar?
Fantasy Friday, the day prior
Fantasy. Got
to her
it.
birthday.
Got it.
Yeah.
But
Thursday is Sunday, which is very confusing to my brain because every time
Yes.
you say it, I hear Thursday.
Sorry.
Oh no.
The but that's the actual gift. I'm actually going to give her something. It's kind of a joke first. There's I've gotten really good at packaging things, and I kind of learn how to make this intricate shape of what feels like clothes. I'm going to get some fabric, put around the thing that whenever she gets it, she'd think, oh, it's going to be clothes. But then she opens, it's just a bunch of cloth around a book of humanities.
Ah,
She needs to study, and I think she'll find it kind of funny.
well, let's hope she doesn't hit you in the face with the book, but yes, I hope she finds it funny.
I don't think she'll be able to. She's kind of frowny, but who knows?
True.
Um,
All right, thank you for the inspiration. I'll look something, maybe go to the pastry thing and see if I can find something fitting.
sure.
Well, I actually didn't get her any clothes, so I think she would probably enjoy that.
So like a scarf or something, right?
Yeah. I mean, winter is coming. She could always use new clothes.
Okay.
And
You
then-
worked that one in there, huh? Okay.
No, it's
She needs
lit-
pants.
literally
Get her
coming.
pants.
It's fine. I just reference brain is going strong tonight. Okay. Scarf. Sounds good.
The
Thank
song
you
of
for the
new
tip.
clothing. And fire.
So with that out of the way, once the cable car finally gets down to the docks, the cable car docks, in Mergin, you descend from the cart. Some other people get into the cart and then they go up to the academy. And once you're all there, kind of Ash looks at you all, kind of nods, and then looks back at you, Lex. So I'll be by the waterfalls if you wanna join. I'll probably stay there until lunch, or maybe even a little
Alright.
bit after.
I'll give it a try.
Good shopping.
Good waterfall to you. Lex awkwardly waves goodbye.
I think.
Trying to show a bit of interest, but not too obvious, I guess, is the way he could do it.
Ah, I see.
So when Ash gets out
waterfall.
of sight, I look up at you and I say, "Hey, I heard you said that you wanted to get a scarf for Claire. Merc and I are going out to do some fast fashionista shopping. I can pick that up for you if you want." Wink.
Ah, I see how it is. Well, that How far away is noon lunch? So how much time do you have?
Some
It's
2-3 hours away.
9:21.
Can I go shopping and go to waterfall with him? Is there enough time for this?
Oh yeah, there is plenty of time. It is plenty of time.
Okay, I'll do both then. Let's then do the shopping first, and then I'll rush over.
All right. So all of you go into town to look for a fashion shop, I suppose.
That is correct.
All right. So for better or for worse, Mernk was kind of there for the whole everything, but incredibly quiet and incredibly politely just kind of had a book of prayers open and had just his face mashed against the book to not be a part of all that was happening.
I was whistling, trying not to listen.
Broadway says that was the longest elevator ride of my life.
You're dead.
Previous life, I guess.
And once, Ash has gone his own way and all of you guys are going a different direction, then finally Mernk puts down his prayers book and puts it into his back. Well, if you're going to get clothing for Claire, I think I'm going to get some. I think I can get some jewelry in my budget. Maybe some cheap jewelry. That should do it.
That is so essentially Claire. Holy shit. I'm sorry.
Cheap jewelry?
I didn't say. Lex didn't say that out loud.
I saw a
But
shop.
I think we can.
Sorry.
It seems to have some jewelry, but it seems kinda. Doesn't seem to be one of those high standard shops as the others when they have here in American, so I think maybe it'll be cheaper?
What can it cost? 1 month of tuition?
Huh. I mean, if Claire had invited me a little bit earlier to her birthday, maybe I would have saved some money, but when Enlightenment Week came, I kinda spent all my money on books.
Huh.
I can imagine. Let's go see.
So, Merk kind of guides her to the shopping commercial district of Mergen, and
All right.
as you're walking, there's a bunch of shops, and eventually he stops in front of one. There seems to be a kind of smaller shop, very small. Uh, doesn't look as prestigious as other shops you have been going by on your way, and you see the display is not as fancy, and everything's kind of has sort of a rundown air to it, but once you get inside, you see that it's actually kind of cozy and quite nice, especially for the smaller persons around.
Got it.
You enter the bedazzling Buxomy embossed baubles Mergen,
All right.
and you are catered to by a female dwarf who looks at you all. Oh, welcome to my shop, darlings. What can I help you with?
We're looking for something for just that certain lady.
Not too expensive.
Oh, getting engaged, are we?
Oh, no. I mean, for her birthday.
I mean, it
Not that
does
lady,
kind
that
of
lady.
feel like it, but
Oh, I see. Oh, to be young again and be courting all the ladies around.
sure.
And
later.
we're wondering if maybe you could make something with this. And I put silverware on the table.
She looks kind of nonplussed at the silverware, the forks and cutlery that you put on, and she kind of ponders for a moment if she should take you seriously or not, and then she looks.
Well, you could make a silver ring out of it. It would look really nice.
Oh, my darling, I'm really, really touched that you think I have such capable hands, but I only deal with repurposed jewelry, but I don't make my own.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine.
You would
We
want to
brought
seek.
cash instead.
You would want to seek a
Smith, right?
yeah, professional craftsman to turn forks into rings. As for me, I only deal with things people no longer have any use for.
All right.
But if you're looking
Let's
for
see
a
what
ring,
you have.
if you're looking for a ring, I have this one. And she picks up a little box and opens it up, and it's a pretty nice little dainty ring. It's not too showy, but also not too cheap. It doesn't look like just bland. It's just like a metal band that goes around the finger, and there's some little carvings on it that looks like small little flowers.
Aw,
Oh, well,
that's
that
cute.
looks lovely.
And she
I
says,
think how much is it? That looks good.
well, before we talk about price, let me talk about value. This belonged to a widow who lost her husband once, you know, bad accidents happened, what with those titans and whatnot in Belden. Then she sold her ring here, and I've had this since, in this little fine box, and I'm willing to part for the whole set, box and ring. What better way to present one such gift to that lady, as you yourself put it, for the nothing more than 49 gold and 99 copper. How does that sound?
Well, that seems pretty good.
Sorry,
But
how much?
I'm wondering, 49.99.
Damn, that's
But we're wondering if maybe you could let this go at a more of a discount. Maybe if we bought some other items too.
Can I try to be diplomatic and pretend there's a lingering curse on that thing since the husband died, and then get her to lower the price.
Well, if you're just trying to talk her out of it, then or talk her into lowering the price by regular means, then yeah, give me diplomacy. If you're looking to make her think it's cursed and she should really depart with it, then deception is the name of the game. And I need you to make this check secret.
All right.
Deception
Well, I'm
using
trying-
your occultism
I'm-
modifier.
I'm trying to go the diplomacy route.
Yeah, same then. Okay.
Oh. Use deception. Make her think it's cursed.
No, I don't
My
wanna make her think
diplomacy
it's
is
cursed.
better. I'm sorry. Blind GM, right? Yes.
See, I just said, hey, we could buy some other things. Maybe you can give us a discount on this.
Lex, is there any particular approach you're doing, or pretty much just the whole? Maybe,
Well, I'm
maybe
going
cheaper,
with
please.
we're just poor students and the academy is so expensive, and I'm really trying to what do you say, marry that girl or like court. So we're just poor souls and trying to find love. Maybe she could lower the price, for us brave adventurers.
She looks at you, Lex, up and down when you give the whole spiel of "I'm just a poor college student and I don't have money," and
Yeah.
she looks down at you, and you can, for a moment, see a linger of pity in her eyes as she looks you up and down. And she doesn't says it, but her look, her eyes, tells you all you need to know. She pretty much feels like, "Oh, my darling, you need all the luck you can get." And she
Oh
says,
my god!
"How
Rude,
about
but I'll take it.
How about I make it for 14 gold and 99 copper instead?"
Good lord.
That sounds
That was
lovely.
a good drop.
I'll do that. Thank you very much. You know this means the world to me.
Oh,
So, but we would also like to see some other things. I mean, something, in my standard, things that I might like, cufflinks or something.
Yeah, you can still look. We're not leaving. I'm just securing this deal before somebody ruins it.
sure. And she starts packaging the ring in the box and whatnot. Oh,
and I just give her 15 gold. It's fine. I'll keep the change. Thank you very much.
sure. She says, it means the world to me to be able to know that someone out there is being happy, to be gifted such an exquisite little gift. And she gives you the ring in the box. As for you,
you.
Wildak, she says, well, if you're looking to be charming, here we have a collection of fasteners, clippers, and cufflinks, among other things as well. And she kind of points in another part of the store and shows you everything there is on sale, but she also kind of cheekily adds in, I would hope that you're all going after a different lady.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, of course.
Oh, very well then. I would hate for my items to spell the beginning of a lover's quarrel.
Wouldn't be the first time, huh?
Definitely
Smelling
not
a
the first time.
curse. Sorry.
I can pretty much assuredly say that we are not in competition for her.
That's very diplomatic of you.
Thank you.
Oh, very well then. Nonetheless, I do suppose you still want to look very dashing, so how about this? And she shows you some other jewelry for your clothing and whatnot.
All right.
And, to keep it short, she offers you a selection of other little accoutrements and whatnot. But something that does catch your attention, also amongst all of the doodads, is a little kind of pin that you would put on your clothes. That is the symbol of Paspron.
Oh, that looks lovely.
And she says, "Oh yeah, you like that one, don't you?
I do.
Always good to see a man of principle walking around."
Yes.
And she puts that one on offer. "This one I'm willing to part with for only 9 gold 99 copper."
All right. I think that we'll take that. And maybe something for my friend here. He is also looking for something. But we'll put it on my tab.
Well, which friend and what are you looking for?
I may not have said that. I push Merc forward.
Oh, okay. Merc kind of stumbled a little bit. Oh, um, I think that one's nice. And he points over to a stack of little gems and whatnots that kind of just hanging from a bunch of like little hangers. And she goes and picks this one and brings it to him, and it's a pair of earrings.
Oh, okay.
Very discreet. It's pretty much just a little earring with a very shiny gemstone at the end.
That's good for him. That's
Oh,
that's
it looks
fitting.
good, Merc. Looks good.
Yeah, I think Claire will like this one. How much for that? And she says, "You know, just to make things round, because I like it, and also you're all such delectable company, I'll part with this pair of earrings for only 4 gold 99 copper."
Just to make
That
it round,
sounds good.
uses a decimal.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
So
still
I give her 15 gold pieces, which covers mine and Merc's.
sure. And she packs those things into little boxes and give them to you each. And Lex, you already got yours, and you already paid
Yeah.
your 15 gold.
Yes, I deducted it. Yes.
And then she smiles very widely. "I hope you all have a wonderful whatever it is that you're about to do, but I also hope that the lady of your dreams corresponds to your feelings."
Nightmares.
Thank you. You've been
The type
most helpful.
Thank you very
Type of
much.
dream.
Of course, of course. Have a good day.
Bye.
And you walk out of the bedazzling Buxomy and boxed baubles 30 gold poorer. But Merc is very happy and he looks at you, Wildak. You didn't really have to do that, but thanks."
Oh, I know. That's no problem. I'm glad you've helped me out before, and I would like to return the favor.
I really appreciate it. I did not know that this whole wardening job was paying that well.
It isn't.
It isn't.
Paid. It's not.
We're doing
wish we
extra
were
shifts
paying-
at the
Wish it
Wyrm
was
delivery.
paying more. But
Oh.
we're managing.
Oh, okay then. Still,
It's the couriering job that's paying well.
Yeah.
Yes.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And once that is over with, right in front of this shop, you also see a very kind of small shop that just seems to be Aga's fashion.
All right.
If you're looking also to buy clothing.
Hey,
Oh, of course.
sure, why not?
All right. You enter into Aga's fashion, and once inside, you find it odd that at first you don't really see the clothes or understand what's going on until it takes you a moment to realize that everything that they sell, tunics, skirts, pants, trousers, breeches, everything,
everything is black.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the golf shop. Oh no.
And you see a person walking up to you, and you can't quite tell their gender. They look very androgynous, but you do
Sure.
tell it's an elf because of the pointy ears, and they show up and say, "New customers, it would seem. Hello, welcome to my shop.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
Hello.
I'm Valenzi, and how can I help you today?" And this Valenzi person kind of curls up their fingers around their hands, and you can see they have very long, slender fingers. And just the way that they curl it around their hands, it's kind of sickly. It looks like a villain. But then you can appreciate a little bit that they're going for a super goth aesthetic.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Super goth.
Of course.
Is your second name Siaga or something? Sorry, but
No, the name is on the display outside the shop. Is Aga.
Aga.
Aga's fashion.
So you're Valenciaga.
Not quite. My name is just Valenzi.
The Valenzi. Got it.
All right. Sorry, I had to.
So,
Well,
what
we
are
are
you
looking
interested in?
for a scarf or something similar. Present.
Yeah.
Getting ready for fall, aren't you? Just a moment. And they go and bring a kind of a box. Not particularly elegant or anything, they just kind of put a box on top of a counter and just start kind of fetching scarves from it. And you can see they come in all shapes and sizes, but only in black.
Okay.
So, is there a reason everything's black?
Of course. Black goes with everything.
Especially with black.
And zebra stripes.
Black is the new black. All right. Sure. Let me see.
You see that they have all shapes and sizes of scarves, so pretty much scarves for kobolds, for halflings, for humans, for elves, for giants.
Humans would be the size we're looking for.
Yes.
Very well then. And Valenzi picks up one of the scarves and kind of puts it down, and you can see it's a little bit on the long-ish side, but still nothing like a couple spins around the head wouldn't solve.
Do you have
You
some
spin
with
me right
curses
now.
and tragic backstories attached to it? Those are my favorite.
I'm sure I can provide some if you're really.
Oh, no.
I think that was from across the road when we were buying a ring that used to be owned by a widow.
Yeah, we're looking for something that goes with that. Do you have a? God damn it. Do you have something by a husband with a dead wife? It would be perfect.
Oh, absolutely. This one is a little grim, and then
Let me get my goth poetry collection out.
Valenzi goes and picks a scarf that is actually wrapped in some kind of a, kind of parchment paper sheet, and he kind of very daintily pulls it to reveal the scarf. And Valenzi goes to say, "This scarf was once worn by a very, very prestigious lord, until one day his concubines sought to seek and seize his possessions. So each one of his two concubines pulled on both ends of the scarves and, well, killed him with it. He was buried with it, and after some time, some gnomes, well, did a little bit of grave diggery, fetched the scarf, washed it, polished it with a little bit of magic, and pawned it off. And I ended up acquiring it because it had such a tragic backstory to it, and
Also, it looks just exquisite. How does that sound?
Doesn't
That
look
sounds-
decayed or moth-ridden at all.
Wildak looks up at Lex, and are you buying that for real?
I'm thinking about it. It's kind of funny. How much would that stolen grave robbery and used scarf be?
Well, how much you think such a conversation starter is worth it?
I'm not sure if that should add or detract from the price, honestly, but
I mean, you did ask for it, so it's not like it's going to turn you off.
yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, a piece like this and a story like this is priceless, but we do need to put the monetary value on this. So,
How about 4
$1
gold?
billion.
I was
4
gonna
gold?
say 15, but 4 gold sounds good. You know what? You loop me up. I'll give you 5 for the good story. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. I'll believe you, but I'm gonna give you 5.
Why, thank you. And sometimes it's best not to know whether or not the story is true or not, so long as it keeps the imagination going.
That is very true. All right, here you go.
Alright, so you pay $5 gold for the potentially cursed scarf.
5 dineros, yes.
Sure. Crowns. And what else?
Can I put it on myself to see if it has any negative status effects right off the bat?
The immediate negative effect is that you feel much warmer.
Nice.
Ah, yes, the scarf of heating.
The
Technology.
On the other hand, you do feel like it kind of, since it's human size, this takes up a lot of your frame.
Oh yeah.
But it feels comfy. It feels nice. There's a mirror. It's kind of blotched.
He's
at
bought a
points.
weighted blanket.
Yeah, it's half a toga for me, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. There's a blotched and kind of scratched mirror in the shop, and you look at it. The lighting here is horrible. You can hardly see, but you do look good in it.
I think I'll keep that for myself.
Sure.
I got something for Claire. What you want? Let me shop.
Sure,
No, no. Now you
problem.
match.
Well, thank you, Valenci.
You're very welcome. If you ever need any more items of clothing or some entertaining stories to potentially draw attention to your personage, you know where to find me. At Aga's
If
I
you
Fashion.
do
ever need
indeed.
more black clothing.
Yes, yes.
So they wave goodbye to you, and as you make your way out of the shop, 5 gold pieces poorer, and boy,
Well, be sure to tell all the students at the university because I'm sure this will become a very hot topic.
Oh yeah.
Heat stroke topic. What?
No.
oh, I'm sure if you're part of the academy, I think I've met far too many students from there. Let me guess, as he points at you, Lex, you're from the bureau.
I was, but yes.
I see. It's always those who seek the humanities that always seem to seek the tragic stories of the items and the comfort the black brings.
And I can also predict that you're here for Claire's birthday, because you're the 15th person in here this morning.
Yes. Whose idea was it to go clothes shopping again? Was it Ash?
Merc.
Merc,
It's
okay.
Merc's.
Yeah, Merc is just like in bed with the seller, and he's like directing everybody to get a birthday present for Claire here. It's like,
Merc, you see, is walking out of the shop with a black belt that he's bought. It's
Oh, there we go.
simple enough. Probably goes
He's
with
now a
all of-
master in karate.
Yeah.
Does go with everything.
chop chop. Let's get going.
And he just kind of, I think she'll like this, and puts it into his bag.
There we
All
go.
right.
All right. So I think that's all the shopping you guys get to do before
All right.
lunchtime starts to approach, and then you decide that it's
It
best
does.
to look for Olo Wong. He didn't particularly say where he was meeting Vice.
But he didn't.
So
You sound. I'm not saying it.
Knick-Knack,
So maybe go over next to the cable car area. You'll run into him, Vice.
Yep.
so I suppose that Knick-Knack, Vice, and Wildak kind of look around to try and find Olo Wong while Lex goes off to meet with Ash, right?
Ash.
Mhm.
Yep.
I
Oh.
fabulously wave goodbye with my gigantic scarf, like bye.
So fashionable.
Yes.
So, Vice, eventually you do meet Olo Wong, and once you do, he kind of looks very excited that you showed up. A bit confused that you didn't come from the cable car direction, but no, regardless. He sees that Wildak and Knick-Knack is accompanying you, and he says, "Are they? Did they want to come as well?"
Do you people want to come as well?
Oh no! We were just shopping, Merc and I. We're just hitting up the fashion stores.
I just exist in scenes. Fine.
How
I
sad.
didn't bring Rusty today.
You should go. You should go, Knick Knack.
No, I have plans. I'm just
Oh,
being
okay.
dragged around by the DM. Fine.
Got it.
Are you really?
Slightly.
I'm sorry.
No, I just haven't said what I'm doing, so.
I'm going to get some lunch and then turn this silverware over to somebody who can make a ring.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, don't steal my ideas.
Hey, I came up with it first.
Not really.
Finally.
I wasn't gonna have someone turn it into a ring, I was gonna do it myself.
Ah,
It's even more personal. That's cute.
Yeah.
well, I can't do that. It's not in my nature to do things.
It's not in my nature to do things. Well,
While Knick-Knack and Wildak keep discussing
51 PR.
the...
I mean, make jewelry. I can't do that. I don't know how.
Not accountable for making jewelry. What?
They discuss off into the distance. Smirk clearly also kind of follows them, and Vice, you're left alone with Olawong. And Olawong says, thank you for coming. Is there any kind of food you prefer? Or don't like?
What do foxes not eat? Sorry.
What does the fox
What does the
say?
fox?
Yes.
I eat almost everything, honestly, so surprise me.
Well, I really like fish. It's kind of the
Can we not have fish today? I'm joking.
Oh.
What species is all alone again?
He's
I'm
a doggo.
Give a doggo.
He is the precious pupper who must be
I see.
treasured.
Well, if not fish, how about barbecue?
Sure.
All right, I think barbecue would be nice. Also, helps a bit with. Well, my mama she smokes, and I think the barbecue would kind of help disguise the smells, if you don't mind it.
She's
I can
gonna
handle
breathe the smoke. Sorry.
I can handle it.
Well, all right then. And he kind of grabs you by the arm, kind of forcefully even, and just pulls you along, and starts dashing to 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 the opposite side of Mergen. Well, actually, no, never mind, not the opposite side. To the actual docks where the ships land upon. And lo and behold, there's a ship here. It's come from somewhere. And at the docks, you see a bunch of doggos that looks like Olawong. You see two... Well, not two, you see five. Five doggos, almost all of the same height. Three of them are incredibly hyper and active and just kind of jumping around until they see Olawong and they come rushing towards him. And two other doggos, they look slightly older despite being smaller, and they're dressing more elegantly with feminine clothes. And you can tell, clearly, all of those three smaller doggos are Olawong's brothers, and the two elderly doggos are Olawong's moms.
They're dead inside.
No.
And then Olawong kind of just hugs all of his brothers, kind of picking them up by the arms, squeezing them, and you see that some of them even start trying to climb upon him, and it's just a mess of fluff going on. And then Olawong kind of tries to point at them to introduce you to them. This is my little brother, Ilawong. This here is Aga1, and this is Uluken. And you can't really
my
tell
God.
which one he's pointing.
Except Uluken, because he's a different breed also. And he has a different kind of name.
Yeah, they all look different. The markings on their fur, the pattern, even the colors are ever so slightly different. But you can't tell at which one he's pointing at any time because they're just kind of jumping and hopping around and kind of running circles around him. Some of them are climbing him. He's trying to wrangle two of them in his arms. It's a mess of fluff balls, and you can't really tell which one's which anymore. But then, coming very slowly and very elegantly, you see his moms, and one of them introduced themselves to you. She says, "Oh, all along, this must be your friend you talk so much about. You're Vise, aren't you?"
I am.
"Well, I'm Waladona, and this here is my partner, Gagarana." And Gagarana, you see that she's already kind of looking through her purse, kind of fetching a cigarette and some medieval accoutrements to light it up with, and she kind of just nods, "Hello?" And
That kind of a smoker.
Waladona, she says, "I'm so happy to finally meet you and put a face to the name. Olawong has written so much about you."
But not bad words, I assume.
"Oh, not at all. He's written about all the kindness that you've done, how much you've helped him train, how much you've been watching over everyone at class, and how much of a brother you've been to him here at the academy. He's always been the oldest one, and having to take care of his little siblings kinda puts a weight upon him, and it's good to see that finally has someone to take some of that weight away from his shoulders. Not only that, but he's told us about what you've done, paying for his re-entry exam. It's a kindness that we could not repay you in any way, shape, or form, so really the least we can do is take you out to have lunch."
I see. Well, I'm happy to be here then.
"Well, of course, of course." And then you all find a nice little barbecue restaurant to have lunch at, and the conversation goes on. Eventually, they bring in the foods, and you can see that it's pretty much the moms are just kind of doing their own thing. Gagarana is just eating her food, and every now and then she kind of steps up, goes outside, takes a few puffs of smoke, comes back, and then just keep talking with all along, kind of catching up on everything. All along, whenever he's not talking to his mama, he's taking care of his siblings because apparently his moms don't, because he's around. And while Adonna, she is talking to you, Vice, and she is just so. She has a very gentle manner of speaking, but you can tell how deeply moved she is by all along having a friend such as you.
Oh my god.
When's the wedding?
He's written this letter to us, and he was saying all kinds of things. He said that there was a new student at class, and she picks up the letter, kind of looks it over until she goes, Moir Hatch, that showed up in class and that he was having some bit of difficulties, and how much you've helped him. Everyone, it talks about Wyrm and how much he's been picking up the slack whenever you have to go out, because all along says that you have responsibilities to the academy. And also he said that you're not only have all these responsibilities, but you're almost replacing a teacher, from what I understand.
It's complicated.
Well, regardless, all along had written that there were several days at which you didn't go to class and you were gone, and just the way that he writes it, you can tell that he cares oh so very much about you, Vice. He's very concerned whenever you disappear and incredibly happy whenever you return, and well, he's worried whenever you're injured, concerned whenever you seem distant, but your company really gives him a lot of strength, and I really want to thank you for it. You know, none of us really have gotten to know you, but Olawong has, and if he thinks so highly of you, we have no reason not to believe him. And if you really did not have to go to the length to have to ensure that Olawong stays at school, but you did. I don't know why you did, but I'm so glad that you did. It would crush Olawong's heart to see this dream shatter. So him having another chance really, really, really means the world to us all. What I want to say is that even though we have never met before, I consider you family. And if there is ever anything that the Vitars can do for you, you just let us know, honey. Alright?
Alright. Okay. I don't I wouldn't want to inconvenience you, so
Oh, it's not an inconvenience at all.
Well,
All
you
we-
see, there's this foreign dignitary that wants a brief whatever to whatever so I can get money.
Nothing matters more to us than to see Olawong happy, and you've been able to keep him happy while we are away. Not by choice, we live very far away, so to know that Olawong has a friend in such distant shores means the world to us, and
You're not an inconvenience whatsoever. Really, if there's ever anything you need to do, just let us know. If you need a place to stay, you can come over, stay at our place. You're more than welcome to spend however long you need to.
We will not be paying for the travel fare over, however.
Well, of course not, but still. But pretty much, she really, really impresses upon you just how important of a friend you have become to Olawong. But other than that,
I was not aware of my influence over him, so my
Oh,
over. Oh wow! Oh wow!
oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, God.
well, you have not seen the letters that he have sent us. I wouldn't want to embarrass him by reading those out loud, but he never fails to mention you.
Mom, don't read my letters.
Yes. This is some kinky substitute teacher and student steamy relationship going on here. A bit one-sided apparently, but
Regardless, she's very, very happy. And you can tell that Olawong is very happy too. He hardly ever actually gets to really talk to you, but you can tell that he's every now and then he's trying to take some time to look in your direction just to make sure that you're alright. Every now and then you do catch his eyes and he seems to be smiling and nodding, but in an inquisitive way of, are you good?
I am.
Just to make sure that you're not feeling bothered, you're not feeling uncomfortable, and if you ever need
Nah,
to,
I feel fine.
you do get the sense that if at any point you wanted to go, all you need to do is say the word and Olawong will make it so. But otherwise,
grab a few snacks on the way out.
No, it's barbecue. We'll eat everything. I will not leave anything to you.
Ah,
fair enough.
me.
Olawong's moms, they pay for everything, as they said, or rather, as Olawong said. Kind of, they split the bill in some way. But you have amazing food, and the company is not all that bad either. It's kind of one-sided. Walladona hardly allows you to really speak up much because she's so intently on explaining just how important you are. But other than that, it's kind of a nice outing. And then again, you're not lunching for hours and hours and hours. You do spend about an hour there, but eventually, Olwon kind of takes you aside and says, "So, I'm going to take my parents, my brothers, to a tavern. They're gonna be staying over at an inn, and we're just going to go over there, make the reservations for the evening. But then I'm going to take them to the academy to show them around, and I suppose we have other things to do. So, thank you, Vice. It was really nice of you to coming along."
It was the least I could do, honestly. I didn't really knew what this is going to be, but it went pretty well, I think.
I think so too. In any case, I know I haven't said it much, but really, thank you for all the help. I'll see you in class tomorrow. Be good, buddy.
Then he gives you double thumbs up and then goes back to his family to gather them all up and go off towards an inn. At which point you're... well, I suppose once that is done and said and done with, all you have got left to do is seek out the company of your friends or go do whatever else it is you have to do here at Mergen, if anything.
It's time to step into his alter ego and commit crimes.
Yes, I'm a superhero, a supervillain.
Oh my dog.
I can be both.
Oh no.
So is there anything else you're doing, Vice, or?
Well, nothing I'd really like to know earlier. I'm kind of disappointed with. Not I, Wise is kind of disappointed with. Yeah.
The Occult Club?
Yes.
Well, you see, the Occult Club is a academy club. You didn't try looking around in Mergen.
True. Wait, no, I did look in the Morgan.
Mergen the city, not the academy.
Then I shall look into the city one day.
Sure. Unfortunately, it is a holiday, so you imagine that if there is a cult of the occult or something going on, studies of cosmic going on, they're probably not gathering today.
That's right.
Figures. That's why I'm not looking for that today.
Our cult observes religious holidays.
Well, less so that, but it's like the city's packed with more people, and people are going to places that are unusual due to it being a holiday. So it's harder to plan around certain contingencies when you don't know what people's schedules are going to be. Regardless, speaking of people's schedules and planning and whatnot, Lex,
Yes.
you wander into a waterfall and you see
And you drown.
Live and die. Oops.
just like that. You see Ash. Ash and Snow is enjoying some time off at the waterfall.
Hi, Ash. I wave, and I think he sees me and Broadway walking over.
He looks over at you and then he kind of waves back and shouts to you, "Hey!" and goes over to you. Waterfalls being loud. And eventually he kind of gets up to you and you can see that he's completely drenched, what with being in the water, and he's adjusting his breeches. There's his backpack with his clothes and whatnot there to the side, but he just kind of stands there
Wet no. Oh no.
and
That wet knoll smell.
That smell, yes.
knee deep into the water of the river, the shallower part, and kind of walks up to you. "Hey, Lex, you came."
Hey. Of course, brought company. Also,
Aye.
I'm feel obliged to ask, how's the water? Can I come in?
It's refreshing.
Oh no, I'm hearing cold.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Alright.
Unless you don't like water.
Nah, it's fine. It's not my favorite element, but being made of stone and stuff.
Oh, fair enough. Just don't stay inside for too long then. But you'll be
That's
fine.
fine. I won't rust. And Broadway waves aggressively at Ash, like, hi. Like, don't ignore me. Like,
Ash also kind of looks at
I
Broadway,
exist.
unsure about how to go about it, but he also like, and hello, Broadway.
Have we officially met yet? Like, I'm not sure if we introduced those two. Probably not, right?
No,
Unless you had him shadowing you to class for some reason.
Probably not. Then yes. Okay.
yeah. I mean,
so
Ash
to-
has known of Broadway, but has never properly ever talked to him in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, but usually people can tell if it's an eidolon, right? Like
Yeah.
according to the rules. Yeah. So
Well,
he's
there is
kind of
a
aware.
symbol on both of you somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't define it, but just say on the chest.
Sure. Competing with the claw marks.
Yes. It's a disaster down here. Don't look at it.
Ash kind of nods at Broadway, unsure on how to behave himself, but he tries to be polite, and you can tell he's really trying.
Okay, that's nice. So, Alexis, that's let's make this official. That's my. It's a bit complicated, but I want to say that ex-boyfriend, and Broadway immediately crosses his arms and is like, oh, if you want to put it like that, sure, whatever. Yeah, so he's my Dolan, so kind of bring him around. So don't be surprised he's here. Nice to meet you, right, Broadway? And he sighs like, sure, I'm Broadway, and then he stretches out his hand to Ash.
I have. I don't know how intrusive or not it is, but I did ask around a bit about how this whole Eidolon thing works, and I can't really tell. I mean, I can't really make up my mind on it, if I'm being honest, because from what I gather, I'm not going to. I'm really sorry, Broadway, and he looks at him. I'm not going to use you an example. I'm going to use general terms, if that makes you
No,
feel
and he smiles at Luke. Give me your best shot. Like he's kind of interested to see what you think. It's gonna be fun.
From what I understand and I gather from talking and looking and exploring and talking to other people and reading upon the subject, you came to pass somehow, and
Mm-hmm.
your soul went to the other side, but then it couldn't really go. It got tethered to I kind of pointed to tethered to Lex, and now you exist in these between stages, I suppose, and which I guess is kind of neat in a way, but what kind of gets me pondering and somewhat worried is how do I say this?
Try me.
You are at the whims of Lex. From what I hear, he can, or people like him with his abilities can just dismiss you, and you can't do anything about it. You can just be sent to, the to to the to the other place, and
To the other side, let's say.
yeah, you're just sent there against your will. You can't really stay here if Lex does not want you here, and that feels like a weird kinda more on the bad side of the spectrum of lack of free will.
Yes. You are on the money here, so it's funny because it's not that different from the relationship we had when I was alive, and Lex just grounds loudly and visibly. It's like it's a bit more complicated than that, but sure, whatever. And yeah, I've at this point, I don't know if Ash noticed, but there's a lot of bickering between those two. So
And still, whenever you were alive, imagine that if there was any disagreement, you had your own will and want to say, I am not going to be subjected to this, and go to your place or keep your distance from Lex. But now you don't have that luxury anymore. You're kinda. I don't want to say stuck, but you're a slave to his whims and.
whoa, hey, slow down, there, buddy. It's not like this. And Lex interferes. Like, look, in relationships, there are people who, I don't know what's it called, give and take. And Broadway was always he had his own mind, of course, but a lot of times he just defaulted to asking me what he should do at some point, and I said it. I didn't like this responsibility at first, but it's the dynamic developed over time. So I don't want to say I'm the brains of this. And he takes a big pause. Relationship, makes air quotes with his hand, but it kind of grew into that. It was his decision to a degree, so I didn't force him to. And Broadway just nods a bit, even a bit reluctantly, but doesn't disagree.
You're making him nod, though.
No.
It's all lies.
Yes, it's all
Lies.
like puppeteering him. Yes, I know. Well, you can take that as honestly, if it's honest or not. So it's your decision to interpret this.
Regardless, it's. Sorry for my choice of word, but it is, like it or not, I suppose it is very akin to having a guardian angel of sorts.
Oh,
Well, one that will always be there, I suppose, and whether you want him to or not. And I really don't know how to get around the esoterics of this, but
just ask or just say what you want to say. It's fine. What's he gonna do? Not manifest? Like,
you see that Ash is kind of a loss for words, and he says, I think you're nice guy, and I enjoy our conversations and I would like to spend more time with you, but when I talked to Claire about that, she started making a big fuss of this and said no. Well, I kind of tried to explain that, but she was like, no, he has a dead boyfriend to follow him around. That's complicated. You want to be the third wheel in that?
oh,
So sorry, I don't mean to jump ahead and assume anything, but you know how Claire kind of.
yeah. Claire's versions are often the narrativized fun ones, but not totally accurate. So
She does.
that part is right, but we're not together, right? Broadway, and Lex just looks over at him, and he just looks away, like a bit red on his cheeks, but defiance, like, nope, we're not together. So it wouldn't, and then Lex says, it wouldn't be a problem then if we're not together that I date somebody, right? Broadway just half turns away. It's like, of course not. Why would it be? And Lex just points silently at Broadway. It's like, you see this towards Ash. A bit like, not confused, but like, it's complicated.
And, I mean,
Not like I want you to pay attention to me, Baka.
Yes. He gets jealous, let's say, even though he keeps insisting that we're not together, and we weren't together before he died, so I personally don't see the problem, but I think somebody has a bit of, work to do on himself, and then Broadway just instantly snaps. It's like, oh yes, because you were perfect and stuff. Oh, come on, man.
You can see that you can see Ash growing incredibly more and more uncomfortable as this bickering goes on.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Lex just catches himself before he goes into a full rant. I brought him here, so I know everything he says you think is by me, and if you want to believe me or not, it's up to you. But I thought if I brought him here and let him explain, maybe it would help you to understand. But apparently, it's not helping. So I'm shooing you away. Bye bye, Broadway.
No, I would actually feel bad if you did.
Oh, okay. So
I
then no.
do believe that Broadway is his own gargoyle and he thinks for himself, mostly acts for himself, and is an entity separate from you insofar as his personality goes, and he does not agree with you and does not have to agree with you.
Yes.
The thing really is kind of something that Claire was saying, is that she said something, but I think she kind of got lost in the meaning of it, which was the worst time to get honey is when the bees and the wasps are fighting.
Wow.
That's what she said. And
Am I the honey or am I the bee in this metaphor? Explain.
Yes.
Yes.
you would have to ask Claire, but
Fine.
what I think she meant is it would be very bad for me, mentally speaking, emotionally, to get involved and attached with someone who still has this kind of baggage around. Not to say that Broadway is a baggage, far from it, but to say
Broadway just stares you down instantly, like becomes bigger and just. Sorry. You called me baggage.
What I mean to say is that it seemed like even you don't know where you are, and if I try to get involved, I'm going to get hurt.
That Lex puts a hand on Broadway to calm him down. It's like, I think he has a point. I think Ash said there's some truth in that, and we need to work this out. But by we, I mean myself and my imaginary ex-boyfriend. So you can see it's a bit complicated. The gist of it is Broadway just disappears. Lex lets him go. He unmanifests, so it's a bit easier for Lex to speak. He said he wasn't into me when we were alive, and pretended to not be interested, pretended to be into girls, basically. But he never had a girlfriend, and I loved him a lot. Apparently, he didn't love me, but we kind of got stuck due to a lot of reasons. Basically, we were the only people we ever had, and just two differently broken gargoyles spending the time together. I know he said he's not into me, but I saw how jealous he got when I even mentioned that I was seeing somebody. So, and I tried to encourage him to find a girlfriend. He kept insisting he's into, but he didn't, and I don't think he ever wanted to admit that part to himself before he died. So I'm sorry, it's Lex just feels like the tears are coming. It's like
So
I shouldn't have unloaded all of this onto you. I never talked about it with anybody. I'm sorry, Ash.
you think that
Broadway is still around and couldn't go to the next life because he's hung up on his sexuality?
No, not the part where he is not sure what he likes. I think it's more of a
Oh, how he feels about you.
yes, more like that. And some other stuff I already said too much, but
Well,
let's leave it at that for now.
it's clear, despite all of this, though, it is very clear to me that the two of you mean a lot to each other, and I really cannot imagine anyone in my life passing and then coming back to, stick around and tell me,
Or haunt you.
well, I wouldn't.
Some days I'm not sure which one it is. It's nice to see his face, but it
Yeah.
reminds me of
Before.
past days.
Yeah. But, like I said, I don't think there's anyone in my life that would come back and keep at me and be like, Ashen, you gotta go and do stuff.
Yeah, like you, I guess.
But
Huh.
it is undeniably something special the two of you have, and far be it from me to get in the middle of that.
No, it's
I don't want either of you to get hurt.
he literally can't get hurt. He's not material, so
Well,
if you're worried about somebody, it's me, I guess. And
You literally can't get hurt. If you punch him, I'll die.
yeah, I'll just take the damage instead. Read the rulebook, idiot. No, I'm not saying that, obviously.
well, I did read some things about that whole Eidolon thing in the theology
Mhm.
books I found. Sure, he can't physically be hurt. Emotionally, maybe he's kind of stuck in a mental state. But maybe not. Some people do seem to believe that Eidolons are still the lingering spirit of the departed, and the spirit might not exist as a physical person, but the spirit still feels things and still has its own thoughts and desires and wants and aspirations, and the spirit lives on, and a spirit can get hurt, from what I have read.
Oh no, I know. He makes it very clear when he doesn't like somebody. Like, for example, when I look at you, or when you flirt, when we flirt, and it's like, yeah, it's a poking in the back of my mind, even though he's not there physically. So, but that's not your problem to solve. That's mine, and I'll deal with him slash my own issues or his issues with me. So I get if you feel like this is not the right time for he looks around, whatever this is, but
Well,
if yeah.
whatever this is,
Yes. The
is
waterfall and us and stuff, yeah.
Eyebrow waggle.
whatever this is, it's I suppose the moment you decided to open yourself and talk about you and him to someone else, right?
Probably.
Big therapy.
Is there a fantasy therapist?
Technically, is people from the bureau. They are very good insofar as it comes to understanding the psyche of human beings and other kinds of humanoids.
Wow,
Oh
that's
no,
why I ran
you're
away.
a practical
oh, no.
assignment.
Oh no. Figure out your ex-boyfriend's crush. No. Oh god.
But Ash, in the end, he kind of looks away a little bit pensive and then looks back at you, and you see that he's earnestly smiling, and he says, I do not want to hurt you, and I don't want to get hurt either, but I still like you, and I think you're a good guy, and I would still like to be friends, if that's alright.
Of course. And I like you too. Maybe even more than friends, but that's another day.
Whenever the bees and the wasps are not fighting, I suppose.
Yep, have to wait until the honey is in reach. I don't get metaphors. I'm sorry.
I think you don't get Claire altogether, really.
Oh yeah, maybe it's just the clear part, not metaphors. Yes.
But oh, I know that Claire is dying to know what became of our conversation, but
Oh no! You are, if your friendship has any value to you, you will not tell her of this.
that's what I was
If
going
you
to say.
tell her, the whole academy will know.
That's what I was
So
going to say. I'm not going to say a word about this until you're ready, Joe. Well, tell this to more people, I suppose, or... Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is, don't worry, I will not be telling Claire anything.
thank you.
Or is there something else you'd prefer me to tell Claire? I can be quite convincing when I lie.
Tell her to study more.
I've been doing that already.
All right.
Oh, I could instead say something along those lines. Say that, sorry. I was going to make a bad joke. Never mind.
No, make a bad joke. It's fine. I ruined the atmosphere anyway. So.
I was going to say that I had a conversation with you, and you said that Broadway is always watching, and he knows when Claire is not studying, and that you seek Broadway on her if she fails her exam again or something. But that's
You know what?
that's a
That's
dumb
a
joke.
good one. No, you can't say that. But do it with like let her know it's a joke. But kind of leave the door open for maybe there's a bit of truth in there, so she gets scared into studying. That's good.
You know
Like
what?
90% of a joke, but 10% a subtle threat.
You know what? That is actually something good, because I can always tell her, like, you can't really know what's going on if you go to the academy, to the library, and study a little bit about Eidolons, and then maybe she'll get to read another book. Who knows?
Mm,
Good work.
that is some crazy idea right there, and I like it. Well,
Thank you.
thank you
Let's.
for. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, thank you for getting me out here to the waterfall and to get me to talk about that shit. So, promise I'll work on it and I'll come back to you.
Well, if you ever need a pair of ears to listen at any time to anything, just let me know.
Thanks.
Of course. I'm gonna go back to underneath the waterfall, meditate a little bit. And,
Yeah,
you have a good one, and thanks again. For
sure.
trusting me.
I probably should get out of the water before I get a cold or start rusting. People might call me rusty or something. It's bad. I am made of stone.
That's how that works.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow at class.
Sure. See you
Or-
tomorrow.
Not particularly at class, but you get what I mean.
Around. Yes.
And you see that he kind of laughs awkwardly as he turns around and goes away.
And Lex returns an awkward laugh and slowly leaves.
So,
He
about
says he'll be happy to lend you a pair of ears, but doesn't he know you need 3 hyena ears to get a potion of speed?
Oh, I was about to make a joke. How many camp supplies are those?
Nick
None.
Nack,
2.
Yeah,
you gremlin.
probably.
All of you eventually meet back up after everyone has had lunch. Some of you are carrying bags with you of the purchases you've made.
Some of you are carrying
Baggages.
what's the word?
Some of you are carrying
Baggage,
baggage.
Emotional baggage. Yes.
And all of you meet each other back later
2 in the afternoon, back at the what's it called, the cable car docks. Except
Right.
for Wildak and Mernk, they're missing.
Yep.
Oh no.
Not missing
We're
as in
searching.
not missing as in they suddenly disappeared and there's no trace of them. You have seen them, and they decided to take some time before going back to the academy to, or at least at Mernk's behest, to take a step at the statue of Pasperon in the campus. Or in
All
Mernk.
right.
And
Okay, they're not just going around the corner to smooch. Got it.
No.
no, they're not secretly smooching.
Aw.
But they could be. There's no way to know.
Not with that attitude, Doug.
We're not doing it.
As Valenzi said, some things are best left to the imagination. So Merk asks for all of you to be a little bit patient, and he goes off to the statue of Pasperon to offer a prayer to his goddess.
All right. I will join him there.
Sure. And the both of you join, and you look at the statue, Wildak, and you notice that the statue has changed. It does seem to
Oh no.
have like it's sitting like in the Tinker pose, but with the legs crossed. So the legs crossed,
Right.
the arms crossed on top of the leg, or the knee rather. But one of the arms is kind of the hand is the face is resting on one of the hands and is covering almost the entirety of the face, except for the eyebrows that look kind of furrowed, as if Pasperon is deep in thought and kinda also looking away up into the sky.
All right.
Give me a secret religion check, Wodak.
Secret religion.
Yes.
Also known as being a cult. I mean, what?
You get down on your knees or not, offer a prayer to Pasperon or not. But you do make your religious observations and you ponder and wonder about the last time you've paid full attention to the statue of Pasperon and how it looked disappointed. Now it looks
I know.
it looks deep in thought, as if it's not entirely sure on your actions. It's severely less disappointed, but hasn't gone back to its jovial, happy, gleeful self that you have known other statues of Pasperon to be. And you get the sense that there is something about what you're doing that kind of gets Pasperon unsure about the path that you're in.
Oh no.
There is something about what you're doing overall that does seems to be gaining some of Pasperon's approval, but something else that does seems to be kinda not sitting well with her. And as you and Mernk are there kinda pondering and wondering over about the statue of Pasperon, you hear a voice behind you, Wildak. So, is your goddess disappointed in you, young Heartbrook?
I mean, I make that sound. Can't you leave us alone?
I thought about doing so, but you were, well, praying for what felt like forever, so I decided to, well, make sure that you were not just trying to ignore me forever.
Forever isn't long enough.
Oh no, Zap! What are you doing in this game?
Sorry, my voice seems to be going up there.
Have Knick-Knack told you about my latest message?
I've heard about several things of that, but I don't care at this point. I mean, you're just a pest.
Wildak, you wound me to say such a thing of my person, and after everything I have done for you, I have revealed truths that your god, that knave, has denied you time and time again until you cornered him. I have shown you how to perform the ritual. I have told you and revealed many things to you. Have I not been helpful?
For a price.
Nothing in life is free, Wildak.
There are no
I
freedoms.
understand that very much, but I think that sometimes prices are too great, and you need to know that.
Very well then, Wildak. I am humbly and terribly sorry about all the consternation that I have caused you and yours. Is there any way in your heart that you can find it to forgive me?
Sure, just quit going after the students and that detective.
Like I have told Knick-Knack, or written to him, I do not intend to seek the detective at all. He is his own person and is free to do with his life as he wish. I will not interfere in any way, shape, or form. As for the students, I'm also not doing them any harm. And I won't. I
Well,
just needed
good.
to deliver a message, and that was the only way I could get to talk to you, since you don't visit nearly as often as you should. The city is so vibrant.
It is wonderful. I had a lot of shopping today, and now I'm going home, and I get up and I just walk away.
Merc is incredibly lost, but then as soon as he sees that you're walking away, he just kind of nods, "Sir," and follows along with you and doesn't steps back. You walk away, Wildak, with this very definitive, "We're done here." And then you just kind of give a glance back to make sure that Zoldur, Elder Watcher, is not watching or keeping track of you or following or anything. And you can see that indeed the Elder Watcher is not following along. He does have his sights trained on you intently and deeply. He's not letting you out of his sight until you make it impossible for him to do so, without him moving, of course. But you do also notice that ever so slightly, you kind of seem to notice there's a very slight smirk on the statue of Pasperon. And
Creepy.
you reunite with your friends at the cable car docks.
All right.
So, after all of you have got your shopping done, all of your everything else done, is there some last thing any one of you wanted to got done that didn't?
I don't think so. I do tell everyone that I was kind of concerned about that one lady in the shop, and maybe we should put our items together and detect magic on them to make sure that there's no harmful things there.
I joked about that before, but yes, we should do that before going to bed.
I would certainly hate to give Claire something with a curse or something on it.
Nah, it'll be fine. Nah.
It'll be fine. Oh, it'll be
We are
fine.
going to check on it. Don't worry.
So you kind of get yourselves off to a corner to one of the benches for the people who are waiting for the cable cars, and you play your items across. You the ring, yeah, the ring,
The
the
pen.
earring,
The scarf.
the scarf,
The pen.
the pen.
Yeah, the pen with the Pasperon symbol on it.
Oh yeah, pin.
Pen.
Yeah, the ring, the pin, the earrings, and the scarf, the belt that Merc has bought, and all of that nonsense.
Yes.
You put all of it in there, and you cast detect magic.
Well, I can't do that. I'm hoping Vice can.
Ah.
Yeah, he's the only one.
I don't
No,
have it.
they can't be.
I don't have it prepared for today.
Next time you go shopping, prepare detect magic
I'm not sure if I can detect curses using my ability to identify things with craft.
So,
Oh, there we go.
Vice, you have detect magic?
But do I have it prepared? Because I don't. I do it. I mean, yes, I do. I do.
Oh, thank God.
Alright. If you have it prepared, you cast it then.
Hold on. Let me please. Yeah, I cast it. I don't have third level spells. Lots to hide in it. Higant.
Heightened.
No.
Heighten.
You cast
He's
Tuscan.
very high, yes.
you cast detect magic, and you you do sense that there is a magical presence amongst all of these items. And
No.
So, since it lasts for a minute, can we pull items away and figure out which one it is?
sure, and also Vice can just keep recasting the spell. You start
Got it.
shifting the items around, kind of getting them away from Vice, kind of testing one at a time after you detect that, oh, there is something that is magical. And eventually you do figure out that it's not at all the rings, but rather the earrings with the gemstones and whatnot.
Oh no. Merc, you can't put those things on. They might be cursed.
They were not for me,
Well,
they were for Claire.
Oh,
They're
well,
magical.
we definitely
That's
want
worse
that.
somehow.
They're magic, not necessarily cursed.
Right.
Well,
Maybe you can figure out what it is, Knick-Knack.
Sure. Let me use my
no,
magical powers.
I'm going to get this returned. I didn't pay for a...
Well, it might
Hold on.
be something good.
Give.
Okay.
Sure, he
I'll
gives you
extend my hand.
he gives you
I
the...
will try to identify it because that's an action in Pathfinder that you can make.
Sure.
Yes, it is.
Give me a secret arcana check.
Can I use occultism?
Sure.
Is your occultism higher? Ah.
Alright. Yeah. Go on. With whichever one of those you want to use.
Well, actually, it makes my arcana and occultism even then. So it doesn't really matters.
Hooray.
If the
Yeah.
item has the mental possession predicting or scrying traits, then you do get the +2 to occultism, yes.
I'll
It is-
use my arcana then because
This
yes.
is such an odd feat. Like,
Yes.
in order to gain the benefits of this feat, you must already know the traits of the item you're inspecting.
Well, not particularly.
That's not private.
It's up to the DM, really. True.
Oh wait, private. I can reroll.
Ah.
Shall I reroll?
Actually... no, I'll go with that result anyways. I mean... barely even matters. You're not going to keep this to yourselves? Or, I mean, if you're gonna,
That's vice.
if you,
Depends
I mean,
how
we've asked
funnily cursed it is. So
I mean, you're if it is cursed or not, you're not gonna give it to yourselves. But Vice, you identify this item. It seems to have a very faint evocation, of all things.
Oh no.
Oh
Alright.
no, it's a eating of fireball.
And when you ponder about it a little bit further, you realize that you know exactly what this pair of earrings would do. They are a fainter, weaker version of the Dancing Lights cantrip. Apparently, what it
Oh,
does is that whenever it is activated, the earrings kind of shine with a light, each earring.
Oh, that's neat.
the rave earrings, got it.
Yeah.
that's kind of
So, see, Merc, she might like that.
Seaborg, forget what I said 5 seconds ago.
cute.
Well, now
mean-
I know that it isn't a horrible curse that's going to kill her or something.
Wildak is horrifically paranoid, so this is in
Yeah.
character.
Well, alright then. Well, I suppose if we don't even tell her about the magical properties, it's very unlikely that she'll ever learn about it. Because
Tell her about it and tell her she has to research it. That's the Bureau's way.
But that's lying.
It's
really.
not lying. We're just
It's just
telling her that it has something and she'll have to figure out what it is.
Well, but if we already know what it is, why don't we just tell her?
Because then
Because-
she'll do research on it and that's what she should be studying, how to do this.
Yeah, we'll bait her with a good story if she finds out.
But she's a student of the Bureau. They don't study magic. Well, I mean, I suppose there's time until then. I'll figure it out.
There we
And
go.
Merc goes back and puts the earrings inside its little box and closes it. And that's when you, Vice, notice something very odd. You still
The
had
box is also cursed.
you had detect magic going on as the spell, and you identify what the rings are, but then they were still glowing with a faint aura of magic. But as soon as Merc put them into the box and closed the box, that aura got cut off. You can't sense the magic item anymore.
Hmm.
Is it all our boxes? You know, change it with another box and see if can you see through that box?
Sure, let's do that.
You weird Merc out a little bit, but apparently, yes, all of the boxes, whenever you put the magical earrings, you can sense them, but once they're inside the box and the box closes, you can't sense the magical item anymore.
Huh, that's interesting.
The
I
box-
wonder why she's giving out boxes like that, unless they have lead or something in them.
The boxes are very small and lightweight-ish. I mean, they are heavier than the items themselves, but they're pretty small. Just enough to fit the pin, the earrings, and the other thing you got. But yeah, it catches your attention. It's very odd that there's a box that does that.
Yeah.
A Merc says,
On magic, no book.
"Wow, that's good. It'll definitely surprise Claire if she gets any kind of like magical detection. It'll really make it a better surprise of a gift, I imagine."
It will.
And then, with all of that said and done, I suppose all of you get into the cable car and go back to the academy, right?
That's it.
Yes.
That's where I'd have space to do things with silverware.
All right. So that's where we're going to end our game for today.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sorry you didn't get to melt metals, knick-knack.
The power of the sun contained indoors, but no.
Alas, it was not in the cards for today. But still,
That's fine. Tons of interesting things happen.
I would
There
hope so.
was.
Yes.
So, as it is, this is where we're gonna end the game for today. Thank you guys so very much for playing, and as always, thank you all over Twitch and the YouTubes, virtually, for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next week. Probably at the correct date this time around.
Don't jinx it.
Maybe. Who knows?
We'll
I
see.
don't. I'll know Friday.
Oh, goodbye, Twitch. Goodbye.
Bye, people. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye.